Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents
Cole's going to get the call up the middle. He sees a seam. 10-5, touchdown Maroons. He's got a seam. 5-2-1, touchdown Valley Tigers.
Central Iowa Football, live from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Central Iowa Football is brought to you by the Atlantic Bottling Company, CenturyLink, Central Iowa Football, live on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Central Iowa Football is also brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Shields. Are you ready for some football?
Good evening and welcome to Valley Stadium. Paul Yeager alongside Keith Bornes as we get you ready for the Valley Tigers and the Centennial Jaguars. It is a football Friday night. The weather is darn right football-like. Temperatures heading in the upper 50s. We could get into the 40s and who knows, even the 30s by the end of this game. So the pads will be cracking. They're going to be ready to play for a district title. It's on the match. It's on the lineup tonight, Keith. Centennial, the Jaguars, a new school, but it's coaches that everybody's familiar with.
Yes, Jerry Pizzetti has been there for almost as long as anyone can remember, and he's done a great job. He is a great coach. He's had the same philosophy for all these years. His guys are very disciplined. They run hard, they play hard, they hit hard.
They will do that misdirection play that they did for a number of years, almost that wing T type offense, but it's worked well. A couple of state titles, now joined by his son, Ryan, as the other co-head coach. And they bring in a team that's on the younger side. They start with a quarterback, Chance Gibbons. He's just a sophomore.
He is, but we don't need to talk about what year they are, just how well they play. And he does play well. He's got good legs for running, he's got a good arm for throwing, and he's got some good receivers for catching.
And one of those receivers that's back, and it's only his second game of the season, that's Hunter Pinniger. And that's a name, if you remember, if you follow track, a very good track athlete, very good football player in his own right. Back after last week, 11 catches. They needed him in this offense.
They do. And what he really brings is he does a great job of blocking. They have some good running backs that need those extra blocks downfield, but he runs great routes. And when Ankeny Centennial throws the football, it takes everybody by surprise, and so he's usually finding himself pretty open.
This season, the Jaguars have only thrown the ball 50 times, completed at 23 for 438 yards, 4 interceptions, 4 touchdowns. Valley, on the other side, 149 pass attempts, 81 completions for almost 1,500 yards, 19 touchdowns. It's kind of the tale of two cities when it comes to throwing the ball.
It really is. And, you know, Rocky Lombardi, great name in football, as we have said many times. He's done a great job. He is now number 3 all-time in Valley history for career passing. He's 7 yards away from number 2.
And he's got a couple years to play.
He does. He's got to finish out this one and stick around for one more. And we're looking very good with him. He's got great leadership skills, and the guys truly respect what he does.
All right, we'll talk more about the Jaguars as we go on throughout the night. Our crew is here. We'll have Jim Kirby down on the sidelines. We'll also have, coming up at halftime, we'll talk to your boss, Dr. Lisa Ramey. She'll join us, but and also Larry Kotler will be with us in just a moment. But next, when we come back here on the pregame show, we're going to talk some pizza, some yum, very good. In fact, I think I'm going to try to slip a slice in before we get to the next break. You think that I can do it, can I?
I think you can. I've already beaten you to it, by the way. So, yeah, well-earned pizza by Coach Bornes here.
All right, very good. That's Keith Bornes. I'm Paul Yeager. We're coming to you live from Valley Stadium. Kickoff coming up in a little bit. We'll take a break. This is CISN.TV.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price, $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price, $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're growing. We're building a new showroom right next to our current location, but the rain has got construction delayed, so we're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season.
Please help us move. Everything's on sale.
Heat and Glow. Nobody builds a better fire.
Welcome back. Paul Yeager alongside now, joining us here on the pregame show as it's brought to you by Core Power High Protein Milkshake, protein for everyday awesome. Joining us now is Deb Cruikshank. She's the area supervisor for Godfathers. Now, they tell me, though, that Godfathers is a little misleading for you. They call you the Godmother. Is that correct?
They sure do.
Why is that?
My email address.
Godmother at godfathers.com or something?
Godmothers. Godfather's Pizza at godfathers.com. Yeah. So, yeah.
And where did that come from?
My husband actually came up with it 24 years ago when I started for Godfathers.
So 24 years ago, and now area supervisor. What does that mean? I may not understand supervisors. Me and bosses don't always get along.
I'm easygoing. I've got 4 stores that I'm over. We have the 60th and Ashworth store. We have 42nd University by Roosevelt. We have 86th and Hickman, and then we have a Grimes store.
And we
over all of them.
And you're over all of them, so you try to get to them every day, kind of see how they're doing, see if they need anything.
Correct. Anything they need, then I'm responsible for getting for them. Any problems they have, I take care of.
And that may happen from time to time. And you also open a 5th store on Friday nights because this press box, you have as much pizza here as you do a store. Very appreciative of that. All the guys, big fans of the pizza. I may or may not try to slip a slice in between the action. Sometimes Keith has to kind of help me out a little bit. So that's a good thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, our pizza's great. We make our dough fresh several times a day. We pile our pizzas high. A lot of toppings on our pizzas. We always have specials.
Because I noticed the crust is very thick. That's because you put so much on it. I mean, as a kid, I always remember the Godfather's pizza being that thick, and things have not changed.
No, they have not changed over the years. We still do it the way we originally did it.
All right, I know you know some of the numbers, but what do you think is the most popular pizza? And what's the most popular pizza that you think that is ordered in your stores?
It'd be a toss-up between taco or pepperoni. It depends on if it's adults or kids. More.
And has that changed in those 24 years? Has it kind of always been those two?
No, it used to be pepperoni and combo. But since the taco came around, it's very, very popular.
People love their taco pizza, don't they?
Yes, we have a great product there.
And you've also got some cheese bread, things like that. There's been different things that you've developed over time. The corporation has said, hey, here's some good things to try. One of those would be the breadsticks, right?
Yes, we have breadsticks.
What is it, cheese bread or breadsticks?
We have both.
You have both?
Yes.
Which one's better?
Cheese sticks. They're like a small, thin pizza that's got garlic spread and cheese on them. And then they come with marinara. And then we do have breadsticks that are like little loaves of bread, just like anybody else. We have dessert pizzas, monkey bread. We have hot and mild wings.
Oh, that's right. You've got the wings now.
We do. We have wings. We have popcorn chicken. We have all kinds of sides that go with it. We have salad bar at 2 of our stores. Our University store and our Hickman store, we have salad bars in.
Deb Cruikshank, thank you so much for joining us. This wasn't so bad, was it?
No.
You were afraid I was going to ask you something ridiculous.
No, this was fine. Thank you.
The hardest question was, what's the best pizza? I asked what's the most popular. What's the best pizza? What's the one you order?
Taco. Taco or humble pie. Humble pie is good too.
Ooh, that is a good one too.
Yeah,
all
it
right.
sure is.
All right, Deb Cruikshank, area supervisor for Godfathers. Thank her so much for all of our pregame meals here on CISN.TV at Valley Stadium and 4 locations in the Des Moines metro area. Thank you so much. When we come back, Larry Kotler. Well, we might actually talk football, but we may have to talk some baseball as well. The Cardinal fans have to commiserate as much as we can. We'll be back here on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
All right, welcome back to Valley Stadium as we get you ready for Valley and Centennial. Paul Yeager joined by Larry Kotler now, and if I give the mic to Larry, I might get it back. I'm just kidding there, but you know how it goes. All right, let's first off, you're doing all sorts of things. You got a new radio show. Let's talk about that. Back on the air and on a more regular basis. That's kind of fun. Tell me about it.
Well, once a week we do a show, or I do a show with a fellow by the name of Tyler Hackenmiller, T-Hack as we call him, on 1350 ESPN, which is, KRNT, the new ESPN affiliate in town. And it's a show that we tape it during the day. So maybe I shouldn't have told everybody, but
I can kind of tell from some of your tweets, and, that comes across. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And we try to get big name guests. Yesterday, for example, we had Fergie Jenkins, the Hall of Famer from the Cubs, Brad Banks, also John Torchetti of the Wild, Willie Farrell. We've had Ray Giacoletti. We've had Fran McCaffrey. We've had Seneca Wallace. We've had Casey Blake. We've had Barry Alvarez. So we just try to get big names.
Well, they always say, Larry, that you have the biggest Rolodex in town. You know all these people, and you've talked to them over your career, which is, we don't need to say how many years, but it's been a couple. And over that time, what is it? Is it 30 what?
No, it's 40.
It is 40 now.
Because actually I graduated from the University of Missouri. I started working when I was at the University of Missouri doing after college football games, after Mizzou games. I did scoreboard shows and trivia contests as part of we did a show called Night Beat. Started at 6:30 in the evening after Mizzou games. Back then you had 1 o'clock starts, okay? So we'd start the show at 6:30 and go to like 2 in the morning. The long show. And I'd come home, back to my apartment, and my roommates would always quiz me. Like, what was the score of the Rutgers Temple game? And I knew it.
You did? You did?
Oh, yeah, because I'd been reading them like 12 times a night.
It's in the brain.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, 40-plus years is something that sounds like it maybe should be in a book, or you should write some of those things down. You ever thought about doing that?
That's not a bad idea. I'll give it a try. Maybe next summer. Maybe next summer.
What do you got there? Because I know I've heard about this book. I need to pick up a copy, and just the pictures on it are intriguing. What's the name of it?
It's called The Biggest Rolodex in Sports. There it is right there. There are lots of pictures in there. It'll be hard to really see them right now, but, a lot of pictures. For example, on the cover, we've got Hayden Fry, Johnny Orr, and myself at a golf outing. Got Dolph Pulliam, of course, with the blue leather jacket.
With the blue leather jacket.
With the blue leather, although it's in black and white.
Black and white. Dan Gable down there.
Dan Gable with Dan Hodge, who's one of the greatest wrestlers and boxers of all time. Then on the back, myself, Jim Zabel, Mike Newell, and Ed Podolak, and Tom Davis and myself. So I've interviewed a couple of people.
Mike Newell, old coworker of mine at Iowa Public Television. Mike, I was just talking about him yesterday, and such a great guy. Left us too early, but give me a good. This is more just you and me chatting, but give me a good Mike, your best Mike Newell story, because I still have the bicycle seat. Because he used to have a saying. Mike would say, "You got to keep your nose to the bicycle seat." When he was recovering from his heart attack, that's what we were going to bring to him. But Mike had done work for Iowa Public Television, done work for the Iowa Cubs, the Iowa Oaks, Drake, Iowa. You name it, he'd been there.
I guess my favorite. We did Sound Off. We originated Sound Off on WHO Radio about 1982, 83. 3. And we used to crack up. We used to crack each other up. And we had a lot of fun with that show. We'd get Felix and Oscars would bring over pizzas. By the way, I love Godfathers, and I want to thank them for bringing it tonight. But we used to get pizzas. But I remember one night we were talking, I don't know how we got into this topic. We started talking about one of the WHO TV radio teams. They used to have the Foul Balls, which was the softball team, and we had the WHO Owls. And somehow we got, which is the basketball team, and suddenly we got talking about the WHO Owls, and we both just started laughing insanely. While we're on the air, we couldn't stop. Dan Reed was running the board. I remember looking at Dan, and we couldn't even talk. I was just going like this, time out, take a break, because we were just laughing insanely. Something about this stupid basketball team.
Mike was one of those guys, always had a good story, always had a good opportunity. All right, so Larry, the book is full of stories about some of the things that you have done. You voice of the Drake men's basketball team, you've seen some good games just with them in recent times, let alone over the years.
Well, I mean, I've got a chapter on what I call the miracle year, 2007, 2008, where the Bulldogs were picked to finish 9th in the preseason and swept their way not only to the regular season championship, but to the Valley Championship, and just rolled in the championship game over Illinois State. I do remember the night before that, I came down, I had no voice. And so we get to game day, and I got about 30% voice. I did a pregame with Keno, who had no voice, and we're welcome to the pregame. And Mrs. Corver, Lane Corver, said a prayer for me. She said a prayer for me so I could get through the game. Unfortunately, we blew out Illinois State, and I got through the game.
Just make Dolph do the whole thing.
Yeah, I could have.
Yeah, you could have, but you're a trooper and you're a professional.
You got to suck it up sometimes. You got to play hurt.
You do got to play hurt. And quickly, as we're finishing up, Larry Kotler, the name of the book is, as you see, The Biggest Rolodex in Sports, and it's available where?
It's available here in town, Beaverdale Books, the Iowa Hall of Pride, Drake University Bookstore, and we're going to have a book signing, Chocolatory Stam on Ingersoll on Tuesday, October the 27th from 5 to 6:30.
All right, real quick, you and I were talking earlier this week about sports. You and I view the Cardinals moving on a little differently. I see the Cardinals, I have to cheer for the Cubs because that's who beat the Cards, but you think, no, you don't want to do that.
No, are you a Cardinal fan?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah, it's going to be real hard for me to ever root for the Cubs. I mean, I just can't see myself doing that. So,
Get used to it is what the boss says.
Oh, look, they win one division. Look, they win one division title and they're bragging. All right. Hey, win something first, okay? Anyway, that's. But no, I got to go with the other Missouri team here.
Yeah. Well, no, the Royals are a good team.
I got to go with the Royals too. But I am happy for my friends who are Cub fans because it's been long suffering. But like I said, they still got a few steps to go. So good luck with that.
Now, here's the thing, though. One of the other reasons I want to see him win is because I don't want to listen to any more of this. It's been 100 and some years since we've won it before. We can get rid of this if they win it. Then we can just focus on something else.
Oh, I don't mind that.
Add it to another year?
I was talking to Ken Fusen from the Des Moines Register back in 2003 when he worked for them, and I almost rooted for the Cubs, and he said, no, we got to keep that 1908 thing going. So I got no problem continuing to talk about that. None.
All right, well, Larry, we could talk all night, but we need to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with Jerry Pizzetti and Gary Swenson. Pick up a copy of the book and go see Larry Kotler. Thank you for joining us here. Larry, good to see you. We're back in a moment on CISN.TV.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Are they
think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth one green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
Welcome back to Valley Stadium. Paul Yeager, Keith Bornis, and Jim Kirby as we bring you your weather report, which is brought to you by ABC 5. It's 47 degrees right now. We're headed to 42 degrees. The wind is out of the north at 5 miles an hour. Beautiful night for high school football. Let's talk with the head coach of the Centennial Jaguars. That's co-head coach Jerry Pizzetti. Coach, this is a team that, we talked earlier in the week, got some sophomores. They're starting to play better as the year goes on. What has helped in their aging and maturing process?
Well, it's just, getting experience and playing teams like Valley, you have to step up and show what you have, and like I said, we had very few starters back when the year started, but that's not, right now everyone's a starter. I mean, whether you're a sophomore or senior or whatever.
It's one of those goofy things where you have your starters at the beginning of the year, then you have injuries, you have guys that filled in, and then all of a sudden you have some depth built up. Is that what's going to happen, you think, for you here in the last couple of weeks?
Well, we're sure trying, and our season, this is the 8th game, as you know, and it goes fast, and you just have to be ready every game, and you get some kids back, you get some other injuries, and that's how it is sometimes.
Your quarterback, Chance Givens, talk about his development as the years has gone on.
Sophomore, getting better and better. Scored touchdowns last week, completing more passes. He's a very fine athlete.
And you've got another Pinniger. Now you got one back, a second one. That helps. Talk about Hunter's return for you.
Hunter's an excellent football player, and his first game was last week, and he did rush for 100 yards, and he's a very good football player.
It's always that question, how do you stop Valley tonight?
Oh, Valley's very good. They were preseason number 1, and then played Dowling, who just loaded too, So we know it will be tough, and it is for the championship of the district, and we're happy that we have this opportunity.
And these guys seem focused. They're ready to go, and no sophomore game, so there's none of that standing around. You kind of like that.
Absolutely, yeah. With our numbers now, we don't play the sophomore game before the varsity game anymore.
All right, now talk about with Valley. You've got the quarterback who can step back, but then he's shown that ability to run the ball too. That's probably kept taking some hair from your head.
That's what hurt us last year. It was 3-0 us with about a minute left in the half, and he went back to pass and ran for 45 yards for a touchdown. So he's a very dangerous athlete. He can throw, he can run, and he's being recruited by the colleges. So he is a player, and of course Mason's outstanding. But the thing that that really helps these guys, number one, is their linemen and their defense. They're very balanced.
But you got to feel good about your speed and your team. I mean, speed is tough to defend.
Yes, it is, and yes, it is, and we probably do have the best speed that we've had for a while. So,
all right, Coach, thank you very much.
Hey, you too.
Appreciate it. That's head coach Jerry Pizzetti of the Centennial Jaguars. As we get you ready for kickoff, let's find out what Gary Swenson has to say about this game. All right, Coach, the weather is getting serious, which means it's really time for the end of the night, or the end of the season. District championship basically on the line tonight. What do you talk about that with the kids, or how do you approach that?
Well, we did. I mean, we explained the ramifications of winning it or not winning it as far as what it does to your playoff path. So it's an important game for us, and we hope that if we come out and we play well, I'm confident that we can win this football game. But Ankeny Centennial's got a nice team. They're a young team that's been improving, steadily throughout the season. They'll give us all we want tonight.
It's a pedigree. It might be a new school, but it's a coaching staff you've faced many times, you and Coach Pizzetti, and now his son is the co-head coach. You're very familiar with what they do.
Yeah, there's no secrets. I think both them and us are comfortable in, if you want to call it schemes or alignments, formations. And we really haven't changed much over the years. Sometimes we adapt to our personnel. They did that and have done that. We've done it a little bit, but the basic things that you hang your hat on are still there.
Mm-hmm. All right, you keep your team, you've had some games where they've not been close. It's hard to keep those guys focused. You probably didn't, how did you approach that aspect in the last 3 weeks versus this week? Where's the coaching in that?
Well, I told them that we needed to get our edge back because it's hard to hold that for 3 straight weeks against teams that you know are going to struggle. And I thought we did the best we could. We tried to focus on us and not worry what they could or couldn't do. And I think for the most part we did that. But deep down inside, you know, and the kids know, they're not stupid. They don't approach those games with the level of concern you'd like. And you can win them anyway. Now we're back in a game where you better have that edge, that little bit of bite to your approach. Because if you don't, you're going to get beat.
Would you like to have this game the last week of the season or the second? You can't change it, of course, but where do you need that to get ready for that second season?
Well, we needed it today because we went 3 straight weeks of teams that weren't very strong. And after a while, that just gets, our kids, they need to play 4 quarters, and they need to play 4 quarters against a good football team, and that'll happen tonight.
Not only mentally in shape, but physically.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just... It's nice to have one of those a year, but to go 3 straight weeks, it's hard. I mean, it's fun. It's always fun to win, and it's fun to win easy. But when you look at it and reflect back after the game is over and you try to glean what you did well and what you learned from it, you don't always come up with the list that you'd like to, So we'll get back to that tonight.
All right. What does Centennial do that has you concerned this week?
Well, Jerry's teams are always great at misdirection. They're very fast. They got 2 kids on their offense that we ain't going to catch if they get in the open field. So we've got to be assignment oriented, and we've got to keep our eyes on our keys and not just looking at the football. Because if you do that, you get out of position, and just one step is all it takes for these kids to take it to the house. So we're going to have to be just solid up front, get off blocks and maintain our gaps, and then we got to be able to tackle when we get to the point of attack.
Face those teams, and as you move on in November, you're going to find all the teams are going to be this way.
Oh, absolutely. If your team is playoff hardened, it comes from playing teams like this week in and week out. We didn't get that luxury this year. We had to play who was put in front of us. So we got to gear it back up in a hurry and get back in that frame of mind we were in weeks 1 through 4, and then hold it throughout the playoffs. And I think we can.
All right, that's head coach Gary Swenson of the Valley Tigers as we have our conversation before the game. But it is time to play some football and go to the third member of our broadcast crew, and that is Jim Kirby down on the sidelines. Jim, what's going on tonight?
Well, it's a little cool down here, guys. And this is the time of year you have press box envy. And I'm down here on the sidelines, and I don't think anybody has sideline envy right here. You guys look pretty comfortable up there. But really, it's just typical football, man. Like Coach Pizzetti said, it goes by fast, and all of a sudden it's cool. But this is really football weather, and these 2 great teams, I can't wait for it to start.
All right, the wind is calm, and we are not. We're ready to play some high school football here. The Valley Tigers will kick off and go from left to right. They're in their all-black uniforms tonight. Black pants, white numbers, white helmet with the orange V on the side. Centennial in black pants, white jerseys, and white numbers. The kick is in the air, and we're underway. It's going to be taken at the 6-yard line by the Jaguars. Up past the 20 already is Hunter Pinniger. He's speedy, and he has a return of about 10 yards or 15 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars.
Very nice job of Centennial getting down there. Their front 8 guys actually, lined up a little bit differently than people are accustomed to. We usually have 5 across, 3, 2, 2. They kind of staggered them, and all those guys were able to get back, squeeze in a pretty decent wedge, and they are speedy back there.
Ball is on the 27. They go immediately. It's going to be a fake to the right and then kept by Chance Gibbons. He'll go up off to the right side, and he'll be tackled by the Valley Tigers, Nick Yenser. Gain of maybe 1.
One of the keys for Centennial tonight is going to be able to actually seal off the edge and run a little bit wider. They have great speed. Valley's got to be able to stop that outside and squeeze down on it, because everybody is the same speed inside of a box. You got to make sure that the field is not very big for Centennial if Ankeny or if Valley's got a chance tonight.
And you heard Coach Swenson say, hey, we got to worry about it. Pass from Gibbons is complete, caught at the 30. It's caught by Connor Sidoris, and he takes it up across the 30 before he's knocked out of bounds. Coming up to make the tackle for the Tigers is Noah Barr. The pass is good for about 4, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
Nice job by the wide receiver there. He kind of tipped it to himself. Did a little Austin Hinkle, Braden Heald type of a thing. And, when a pass is disrupted like that, it kind of throws off the timing of the tackler. And so Valley did a great job readjusting and making that tackle.
Jaguars need to get up to the 37-yard line. In the shotgun formation, rolling out is Gibbons. He's going to throw the football. It's going to be caught near the sticks, and it looks like it's going to be a first down. Catch made. Connor Sidoris. That will move the chains. Ball up to the 38-yard line. Gain of 7.
Gibbons really showed some great athleticism and movement as he was rolled out of the pocket and still made that great throw for the first down.
Sidoris has it, and it's up to the 38-yard line of Centennial, 4th play of the drive. So already answering one of those questions, if you can get that 3rd down conversion, 3rd and long, and the Jaguars answered it. In fact, they've thrown it now 2 of their first 3 opportunities. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the top, and 1 is set in the split, and it's caught by the very speedy Riley Larson. Larson gets up across midfield into Tiger territory. The ball does just cross the 50, gain of 12, so a 3rd pass.
Centennial doing a great job spreading the ball out wide. They know that the Valley is going to pack that defensive line, and the defensive line very good, anchored by Badal Naba. So moving that ball out to the edge, when you got open space, it's tough to catch some of those speedy guys.
And now the Tigers go in the down front, and now it's a handoff, and that is more of a losing feet than it is a tackle. And the handoff goes to Jensen Gates. He's a sophomore, and he gets no gain on that.
So Centennial, plenty of sophomores playing.
They do. That's one thing Coach Pizzetti said. It's not necessarily out that they're our best players. It's just out of necessity. There's been some injuries. Still trying to, both Ankeny and Centennial, trying to get over that split of schools. This is the 3rd year, and so both programs still trying to figure out their number issues. And before the snap, there is a penalty flag. And I think Centennial was probably moving before.
Well, it'll be interesting because they sent a guy in motion, and Valley actually jumped into the neutral zone. So that'll be an interesting call here. Centennial does such a great job with their motion people, and it was. Valley did jump into the neutral zone, reacting to that motion by Centennial.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 now. And the Jaguars break the huddle back on their side of the field and now come back as they are now officially in Tiger territory. Misdirection. Gibbons fakes right, goes left, steps over the line of scrimmage, keeps going. He's got another first down across the 35 to the 33-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play. So Gibbons calls his own number.
And, this is one of those deals. You see Centennial doing a lot of the same things, freshman through varsity. Last night in the freshman game, we saw the exact same motion, the exact same zone read actions. And when any Centennial ball carrier has any type of a seam, they hit that hole so hard, it is very difficult to stop even 4 or 5 yards downfield.
Whistle on the field. I believe it's going to be a timeout. And we'll let you know here that this broadcast is brought to you by on Central Iowa Sports Network, CISN TV. Support for us is brought to you by G&L Clothing, a real clothing store with real people selling regular big and tall clothing for almost a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll in Des Moines. And also by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Exceptional people and an exceptional experience for you. Always the power price. Schottenkirk Chevrolet at 755 West Hickman in Waukee. Paul Yeager alongside Keith Bornis and Jim Kirby down on the sidelines. And we go down to Jim now during this timeout and find out what's happening down on our Shield sideline.
Well, if you're looking at the Ankeny offense, Ankeny Centennial offense, it's an offense that everybody hates except for Ankeny Centennial. I mean, but these guys are so good at running it. And it's almost like the Patriots here. You saw that little rub that they had, that great throw by Gibbons, and I think it was to Van Bale. But, I mean, it's tough. You see the defense running around a lot right before the snap. It's tough to defend.
Jim Kirby, all reports brought to you by Shields. This is my year. It's going to be a wildcat, and it's going to be kept by Hunter Pinniger to the left. He's going to turn it to the right, try to get to the outside, escapes one tackle. He's still on his feet, but gets back to the line of scrimmage. He is lucky to do that, Keith.
Yes, there were Tigers all over the place, and yet he is able to evade and make up some yards. It just shows how fast the Centennial athletes really are.
Hunter Pinniger had been out until last week. That was his first game of the season, and he came back at just the right time. Last week, the Jaguars played Des Moines Lincoln 38-0 and were the victors in that game. Two receivers to the left. It's a shovel pass. It's on the ground. It's a fumble. But Centennial gets back on the football. Coming back up with it is Garrett Nichols. And I think he's lucky to have that. Are they going to determine if that was? They've stopped the clock.
Well, if they stop the clock, you would think that's going to be an incomplete pass.
So it must be that they've determined, yes, because it was forward. It was a pitch forward, now that I think about it. It was. So that is an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass, the call.
So the ball will stay at the Valley 32. Tigers on the defense. And those all-black uniforms, back to the uniforms that you know and love as a Valley Tiger fan. Gibbons rolls out to the near side. Sets his feet, throws downfield. It's caught. Caught inside the 25-yard line. Riley Larson has it. He's short of the first down, but a gain of almost 5.
You know, that's a great play. You teach your receivers to get to the sticks or right thereabout. Sometimes you have to be right underneath the defensive back or the linebacker, depending on who's on the coverage. But in that particular case, I'm not sure the receiver knew exactly where he was on the field. He takes another step before he breaks that route off. They have the first down.
Larson is a senior. One of those guys you think that might kind of keep that in mind. And it's a learning now. A whistle before the snap, and it's going to be a timeout. And we'll take a break as well here on Central Iowa Sports Network. It's no score between Valley and Centennial.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Mr. Hometown Clothing Store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place.
All right, welcome back to Valley Stadium. Paul Yeager and Keith Bornis, as no score after the timeout. Pinniger, getting the handoff on the toss sweep, is Ryan Van Bali. The sophomore does get the first down. He's across the 20, but not by much. He's up to the 20. Gain of 4 on the play. Move the chains.
Taken out of bounds by number 9.
For the Jaguars.
On fourth down. Van Bali's had a great year so far. He's got 662 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. He is 12th in 4A in rushing.
Misdirection, fake left, go back to the right. Gibbons keeps it, gets about 3. He's falling forward. That's huge. We saw it against Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln. They just weren't getting any forward motion.
Right.
Gibbons just falls forward. He's a tall enough kid. He'll get 2 yards.
And you wouldn't think that a sophomore would be able to do that against a pretty stout Valley defense, and yet he is. Everything is always forward.
That's key. One of the reasons he's playing. He's got some football knowledge. That football IQ. Second down and 6 yards to go. Jaguars have the football on their opening drive. Gibbons goes under center. I think there's some escapes one tackler, but is not going to escape the second. First came J.C. Yates, and Yates was the first one through.
It's frustrating when you're the first guy there. You do all that work to get him held up, and then somebody else comes in to finish that off and take all the credit. Come on, Yates. Get back on there.
Loss of 10 on the play. 4:49 and moving. Clock is a-rolling, folks. We have all sorts of options for you, but we got a pretty good one right here tonight. Gibbons on third down, sets back, throws across the middle, almost intercepted. Right there in the middle of it all was Nick Yenser. And it'll be a fourth down in a probably kicking situation.
So, Paul, how much research have you done on the Centennial kickers?
Well, I know a little bit about him, but John Banta is coming out, and I know that his father had been taking him to various locations around looking for college scholarships. I believe, from what I was told, he's going to Harvard.
Really? Wow, how about that?
John Banta lines up for a 43-yard field goal kick to the left. He's got the boot. Plenty of distance. Is it accurate? It is. It is a 43-yard field goal.
And it was going to be good for about 10 more. That was a bomb. You can't say bomb on the radio.
But you just did.
I did. I apologize.
We'll come back. Centennial strikes first with a field goal. Jaguars lead the Tigers 3-0. Back after this on CISN.TV.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're growing. We're building a new showroom right next to our current location, but the rain has got construction delayed, so we're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season.
Please help us move. Everything's on sale.
Heat and glow. Nobody built.
43-yard field goal by John Banta. Now he kicks it off. It's a bouncing kick taken by Hinkle at the 10. He's at the 15, 20. Makes a move to the outside, and he'll get to that hash mark at about the 26-yard line. Let's go down to the field for our Shield Sideline Report and Jim Kirby.
Well, there's no doubt that the Ankeny Centennial has a history, well, at least Ankeny does in general, of great kickers. How about all those Schlickers that went through Ankeny, or when it was Ankeny? I mean, they have such a rich tradition of great field goal kickers, and there's no doubt that they're not short of them this year either.
Good legs. Cole Netton, another former Ankeny player. Ankeny Hawk is where Netton played. Now he's an Iowa State Cyclone. Handoff to Javon Mason, makes a move, makes one guy miss, and still on his feet at the 30 and escapes. 35-40, puts a stiff arm down. Oh, wow.
That was a very impressive run, and he had to do a lot of that on his own. Valley did a nice job of getting a quick seal on the edge coming off that the pitch there, but what they did not do is maintain it downfield, and that kind of left Javon on his own, but I'd say it turned out all right.
Gain of 21 up to the Valley 47-yard line. Mason He's going to get the handoff again. He's met by one player, then does a cutback. He's at midfield 40, makes a Jaguar miss, but doesn't make the second one miss as the tackle is made. Riley Larson makes the stop at the 35-yard line. A gain of 18 for Mason.
A great job of Valley coming in on that slice read. When you come over there, you got that zone going on, and a lot of times that cutback lane opens up. He anticipated, he found it, and it was walled off. A great gain.
Mason's got 39 yards and 2 carries. They give it to Mason again. He's not going to get 39 this time, but he does get a couple more. As in there for the stop for the Jaguars, Spencer Hilbert and also Taylor Wheel making the stop here. 3:30 clock moving. 3-0 Jaguars on a 43-yard field goal to give them the early lead, but the Tigers have moved the ball in a hurry here. Mason got 3 on that play. Ball on the Centennial 32. Shotgun formation, Lombardi keeps it, quarterback draw, goes right up the middle, gets to about the 25. Took out the official, the umpire right there. Tackle Garrett Nichols.
Paul, you know, that's just a terrible call. If you're not going to account for the official and get him out of the way, it's not even worth running to that area. So Rocky Lombardi gets down there. Everybody's sealed off. They don't take care of the official. Who's responsible for that guy? We got to get him blocked.
They probably thought he was a Jaguar. He's got the black pants on. They just weren't sure, so that's a missed block. Mason, here comes a stunt. Oh, wow. Great tackle in the backfield. Garrett Nichols came from his backside position. Makes the stop all the way back at the 30, a loss of 4. And it'll be 4th down. This drive started out well, 39 yards in 2 plays, and now
decision time.
4th and 5. Timeout. Coach Gary Swenson. Let's talk about those folks that bring you this broadcast. That's Learning RX. They've got brain training and cognitive skills testing, helping children think, remember, read, and learn better. Learning at 4949 Westtown Parkway, Suite 160 and 1205 North Ankeny Boulevard. That's Learning RX. And also, the Better Business Bureau brings you tonight's broadcast. They are the leader in marketplace trust. Before you choose to hire a business, check with the Better Business Bureau. Valley has the football at 4th and 5 at the Centennial 30. They trail 3-0. Jim Kirby is on the sidelines. He's on our Shield sideline. So, Jim, you're on that far side.
Yeah, I can see it. And, you know, actually, you guys, that could have been an illegal block on the back on that official. They could have called it on himself there. But anyway, these guys are playing this game so fast on both sides of the ball. Chance Gibbons, Javon Mason. I mean, everybody is just, it's such an up-tempo game that, you know, we haven't seen that so far this season.
All right, find out. Tigers going for it. 4th and 5. Lombardi in the shotgun. Looks downfield. He's got lots of time. Here comes the pressure. Gets it away. Incomplete. He was going for Mason. Overthrew it. And the Jaguars hold serve and get the turnover.
You know, it's not really a bad call at all. There's good protection up front. You have very good athletes down there. He doesn't have to throw it in the end zone. He's just got to pick up the 5. The problem came when he rolled out to the right-hand side, and there was that Centennial, I think it was a linebacker, had come up and made a great play, disrupting the rhythm of that, and consequently an overthrow.
Lombardi had a lot of time to throw the football. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Handoff is to the right side. It's to the speedy, but not outrunning, is Ryan Van Bali. J.C. Yenser, huge stop behind the line of scrimmage.
A great job there. You know, Centennial is really trying to get out onto the edge and utilize that speed. I think Valley's trying to adjust to that, and one of the things that they have to be able to do is set that edge. And when they set the edge and can move a running back backward before he gets to the sideline, it gives you an opportunity for your backside players to come in and make that fill.
Van Bali had no chance on that play. Van Bali is lined up again. 3 running backs behind Chance Gibbons, who's now under center. Van Bali goes in motion. Here comes the play. Here comes some pressure. Stepping up. Not able to get away this time. 2 Tigers converge. Big 51 and Big 59. You know him as Sam Rogers and Joel Alexander. Another loss of yardage for the Jaguars. Now all the way back to the 18.
Nice job by the Valley defensive backs to make sure that they had the running backs coming out to the left covered, and also it looked like they were going to set up a throwback pattern to the right, and there just wasn't anybody to throw to.
This drive has gone anywhere but positive. 3rd and 22. Jaguars need to get all the way to the 40-yard line. Gibbons back to pass, throws it out. He's throwing it far, wide, off the hands. Would have been short of the first down. Trying to find Connor Sidoris, the senior. He's 6'3". He needed to be about 7'5" to catch that pass.
Hey, did you see who was on the defensive coverage there?
You tell me.
Petey!
Petey Economos.
Petey was out there.
Incomplete. And you didn't even know he was called Petey until I called him that.
I know it. You and Swens working together, calling him Petey.
I just go what the boss tells me. The punt is away, bounces at the 50. Oh, Van Bali Heald thought about it. Hinkle laid a shoulder in.
That was just a little tap, love tap.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Godfather's Pizza. We make pizza the way it was meant to be. Incredible crust, delicious veggies, hearty meats, and 100% cheese. That's Godfather's. And also by Atlantic Bottlers, distributors of Core Power, a natural high-protein drink. It hydrates you better than water. And Dasani water, the pure, delicious taste of Dasani water. That's Atlantic Bottlers. 11 seconds to go. Tigers will take over after the punt on their own 33-yard line. This is only the 4th possession for either team. 2nd for the Tigers. Lombardi rolls. He's going to tuck it now and run it. Lays himself out, loses the football. But I think a quick thinking Tiger saves the day, and that's the lineman, Marcus Miles. He makes the stop, or catches it back at the 39 after a gain of 6, and hard to believe, that's the end of the first quarter. Valley trails Centennial 3-0. Back after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth 1 green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
The battle for the district title tonight between Centennial and Valley. So far, the Jaguars have a 3-0 lead as we begin quarter number 2. Paul Yeager, Keith Bornas, Jim Kirby. Handoff Javon Mason to start the second quarter, and he'll get up across the 40 to the 41. Gain of 3 on the play. Mason, unofficially, 38 yards in that first quarter.
That would go along with his 914 so far on the season. 3rd in 4A, so he's on his way to 1,000 yards. Hopefully he'll eclipse that tonight.
Ball at the Valley 41-yard line. 3rd and 2, pass. Hinkle caught, first down, and if he could have escaped, and he does! Up across the 50 into Jaguar territory to the 46. I think if Hinkle breaks that tackle the first time, he's in the end zone right now.
Yeah.
Wow, but making that stop to just keep it there is Garrett Nichols.
A great job all around. A good throw, good catch, very good coverage. I think everybody's wondering how Hinkle got out of that. We're certainly glad that I'm glad that he did. And you're right, upfield quickly.
Gain of 13. Lombardi back to pass, steps under, penalty flag down, intercepted by the Jaguars at the 25-yard line. Picking it off for Centennial is Jake Pinniger. Lots of whistles. So now, if you're Centennial, it was going to be a penalty likely on Valley.
Yeah, more than likely a hold.
It was in that area. And if you're Centennial, I think you decline this, and I think everybody knows it. Hold on Centennial. Let's take a look at that one again, right up the middle. INT all the way. Watching the replay here on CISN.TV. You can talk to us on Twitter as well at CISN TV. You can see he was really not pressured at all, just the high pass. Not really much. Boy, no, there wasn't any pressure there.
No, it just sailed.
And Jake Pinniger, the INT. So the Jaguars have the ball at the 46-yard line. Their side of the field. Gibbons is going to throw the football. Hit as he throws over the pass. It's intercepted back by the Tigers. Pete Economos, he's still on his feet at the 40, up to the 35-yard line. So take that for what you want.
That's right.
Pete Economos, the INT, picks off the Gibbons pass. Let's go down. Jim Kirby on the sidelines. Can you keep up, Jim?
No, I can't. But did you guys notice right before the second quarter started, Rocky Lombardi took a big hit, and he was on the ground for a while, and the coaches took a long look at him, and, looking at all kinds of possibilities. It doesn't look like it had any effect on him, but, you wonder about that high pass. It's something to watch.
That's Jim Kirby down on our sidelines. That's exactly what Keith and I were talking about, Jim. So we're watching the same game at least here. Some say I don't watch the same game as the rest of you. Mason gets the handoff. He makes one guy miss, but then holy cow, here come the Jaguars.
Did that guy jump off a trampoline?
I think so. Connor Cullen was the guy leading the way. Holy cow. That's a play you've got to make if you're Centennial. You give up the interception after getting one. It's a loss of 5 for Mason. Ball back to the 38-yard line of Valley. 2nd and 15. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Lombardi in the backfield. Him and Javon Mason talking things through. Gets him from the right to the left. Play clock down to 7. Handoff goes to Mason. He makes one miss, and then he makes another incredible run. He just huge burst of speed up to the 30-yard line before making the stop for the Jaguars is Spencer Hilbert. Got to let you know that this quarter is brought to you by Core Power. As we have a combination, Core Power, right? That's who brings us this game. I have to remember right. Core Power and Powerade. There we go. Thank you to Powerade and thank you to Core Power. 3rd and 7. And a whistle. It's going to save me a little bit of my bacon as I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Play clock running down, and Coach Swenson ended up calling a timeout there to keep the yardage that we did have.
All right, let's take a look at that interception. We had one. Let's show you the other one. This was when Centennial came back out on their very first play. Keith, walk us through that.
Well, again, the football just sailed high, and our very own Petey Economos was in the right spot at the right time, brought it back up. The impressive part about that play is after the interception was made, Valley was able to get some people out in front to help get that blocking down as he returned the ball up to the 33-yard line.
Keith Bornes, thank you so very much.
My pleasure, Paul.
Good job. You're getting into this thing.
Well,
you might have a future in it.
I don't know. It's been 3 years to get this far.
Oh man, it's been 3 years. It seems like an eternity, doesn't it? I mean, for all these people that have to watch this,
I know.
Somebody stopped me earlier tonight. Is Bornes going to be with you again?
Yes.
Oh, well, somebody has to carry this team.
Well, I know it. My goodness
and it's
gracious.
Jim Kirby. Thank goodness he's here.
Thank goodness for Jim.
3rd and 7, 9:24 to play, second quarter. Tigers under center is Rocky Lombardi. Drops back to pass, steps in front of the rush. He's got a lot of room. He's waiting for a receiver. Now he loses the football. Falls forward to about the 26, short of the first down. That is not, I would imagine, the way that play was drawn up in the huddle.
No, but I'm also probably thinking that the coaches said, you're not going to run, tuck and run like you typically would here. So let's just make sure that we get you downfield in the air, or it better be wide open and you step out of bounds.
So for the second time tonight, the Tigers going for it on 4th down, 4th and 4. They need to get to the 23-yard line. Lombardi, quick snap, out 2. Healed on the right side, and he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The Jaguars hold again on 4th down. Another turnover on downs.
That is the great speed that Centennial has coming through. You got to give them a lot of credit. Not only do they have the speed to equal and also surpass some of the Valley athletes, they also have the power to break through some of those tackle or blocks. Valley had a tight end out there in the block, but they just ran around him.
We'll get to Jim Kirby in a moment. Jaguars have the football back at the 28-yard line. No points. Handoff on the jet sweep. Great run. A lot of room for Ethan Babcock. He's all the way up to the 40-yard line. And Jim Kirby, holy cow, this game has your kind of game, up-tempo.
Well, that's right. You know, you guys were talking about before the game how, Valley hadn't been facing this kind of skill and speed, and now all of a sudden you're wondering if they're going to be able to catch up to the Ankeny Centennial team, and it almost seems like they're a little frantic on offense, like they're trying to match Ankeny's tempo, and making a lot of mistakes so far.
Jim Kirby's sideline reports brought to you by Shields. This is my year. 1st and 10 from the 40, 8:11 to play. Second quarter. Gibbons fakes it, now takes it. He's up the middle, tripped up. What he did is he ran into the side of Ben Campos. Gibbons still, though, falls forward for 4 yards. Gain to make it 2nd and 6.
Now 2nd and 6.
Centennial's offensive line is doing a great job just creating some of the angles. They're pulling, they're getting some cross blocks in there, and even when they're doing their straight-up drive blocking, they're getting some low pads, and it's not just their quarterback who's falling forward. Their entire team is falling forward.
2nd and 6. Trips to the left. Solo back. Gibbons is going to run that way and then run into a wall of black. You got some big guys in there. Ben Campos, Sam W. Rogers are the guys. Gain of 1.
Zach Deeming also in on there. He had set the edge pretty well, and when he kind of turned the Gibbons back into the inside where the host of Valley's defense was.
3-0 Centennial on a 43-yard field goal by John Banta is your only scoring in this game so far. 3rd and 5. Jaguars need to get to midfield. Gibbons, before the snap, a whistle comes out. And it's going to be a legal procedure. This one's going to go against the Jaguars. Let's talk about the fine folks at G&L Clothing. They are a real clothing store with real people selling regular big and tall clothing for almost a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll in Des Moines. Also, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, exceptional people and an exceptional experience for you. Always the power price. Schottenkirk Chevrolet, 755 West Hickman Road in Waukee.
On that last play, Paul, you're looking at a situation where it was going to be a pass all the way. And what they like to do is bring this far side slot person and run him all the way across the formation and then downfield.
And that was a pass play that I'm not even sure who that was supposed to be thrown out. Incomplete on 3rd and 10. Connor Sigdoris will be the closest one there. It'll be incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and the Jaguars are going to punt the football away.
Another nice pattern by the Centennial receivers. There was a layered route with the wide out on the upper left-hand side, the left side of the formation, came across into the middle, and it was just another throw that was a little high out of the way.
The punter, an incredible kick there by Riley Jones back to the 18-yard line, and then Taylor Wheel looks a lot like Jones. He's got that big shoulder pad, but it was Wheel who made the stop. No return there. on the 18. Let's go down, Jim Kirby. That was a nice punt.
It really was. Like I said, the tradition of kickers in Ankeny keeps continuing. You know, that last pass by Chance Gibbons was high. Well, there was a reason for that. Number 51, Sam Rogers, had a lot to do with that, bearing down on Chance Gibbons. They're getting a little leverage on the defensive line, it looks like, and we'll see what happens the rest of this half.
Riley Larson, are you saying?
Yeah, he's being carried off to the sideline.
Well, there he goes. Other games going on tonight on CISN.TV. Fort Dodge is at Waukee. Council Bluffs, Lewis Central at Johnson. Both of those are video games. And then also the audio feed at Dowling Catholic at Roosevelt. Scores across the website all throughout the night. Crew is busy here at Valley Stadium. We got a full house, and we got all sorts of things happening here. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk with Lisa Ramey, the superintendent of Valley Schools. Ball handoff goes up to the 20 for Mason. Gain of 2.
Carried by number 5, Javon Mason.
You're talking about a very inspired Centennial football team tonight. Valley trying to get back into the flow of a very fast football game. The pace is right now in favor of Centennial. So we'll see how Valley responds on this drive.
Under center is your quarterback, Rocky Lombardi. Hands off Javon Mason off tackle, and he runs right into 3 white shirts. That was a numbers game he was not going to win. Making the tackle, Riley Jones, the senior linebacker, 5'10", 190. Gain of 1.
One of the things that Coach Lenson is kind of looking at right now is, again, when you're going against a defense that is arguably one of the fastest in the state, you can't just always run wide. You can't just make throws to the outside and expect to make big gains because they're always there. But when you try and move the game into just a small area, then it becomes shoulder pad against shoulder pad.
Here comes the screen, and it's dropped. I don't think it was going to go very far anyway. Austin Cook goes off his hands at the 20, and I think he already had company right there. Cade Walter. So now it'll be 4th and 7, punting situation for the Tigers. They're not going to take it. They're going to try to flip this field just a little bit.
And there's certainly not going to be a wind advantage either side of the field tonight. And so everything that goes into the ball, it's going to be all leg and non-affected by wind.
Hunter Pinniger and Riley Moss back deep for the Jaguars. They stand at the 45-yard line as the kick is away by Peyton Long. And it's going to be all the way back to the 40-yard line. Good coverage there and wrestled down. Good special teams. That could be huge as the night goes on. Tackle made by Tanner Smith on the coverage. This broadcast brought to you by Learning RX, brain training and cognitive skills testing, helping children think, remember, read, and learn better. 4949 West Town Parkway, Suite 160, and 1205 North Ankeny Boulevard. That's Learning RX, and the Better Business Bureau is the leader in marketplace trust. Before you choose to hire a business, check with the Better Business Bureau. 3-0, Centennial leads. Jaguars have the ball back at the 46-yard line. Their side of the field, they go for the sweep with Hunter Pinniger, penalty flag. Pinniger might have had a little bit of help getting up to the 45, the 44. I think this one's coming back.
But wow, did he hit that hole hard. The Valley's defensive end, or corner actually, did a great job coming up and forcing that back inside. The problem was we just didn't match their speed as Pinniger came through lightning quick. And he had blockers that had sealed off both sides of Valley's defense.
This game's shaping up very similar to last year's, where it was close for most of that game, and then Valley pulled away in the fourth quarter. Coach Jerry Pizzetti talked about that several times to me this week. Remember this, remember this, remember that. We were close, we were close. 1st and 14. Can the Jaguars finish the deal? It's a fake, and then Gibbons keeps it. Coming through like a freight train was Ben Campos. He did his job. That's what you used to have to do with the Ankeny Hawk teams coached by Jerry Pizzetti. You tackled everybody.
Exactly.
Anybody who came through the hole, you tackled. And that's what Campos did right there. Gain of 2
Yeah, the running back ended up, 7 yards deep?
Yeah. Ball up to the 39. Gain of...
What was that, gain of 3?
Gain of 2. Gain of 3. Ball at the 39-yard line. 3:36. Whistle before we get going here. I think the play clock, before the play clock goes down, it was 0. Let's take a break. It's Centennial 3, Valley nothing on CISN.TV.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth 1 green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee. Waukee Chevy.
2nd and 12 for the Jaguars. Gibbons, he's going to pass the football. Play action. Here comes the heat. He gets rid of it downfield. Pinniger has it. I think he had it the whole way. Complete up to the 27. Pinniger laid out for it. Kept it off the turf. Gibbons paid the price, but oh, baby. What a play. What a play. We're going to have to watch that one again.
You would have to say that is a great play all the way around. Great coverage, a great throw downfield. The problem for Valley on that wide receiver could come up with a great catch. He has great speed getting downfield.
Pinniger makes the difference for this team. Second man through. And going nowhere is that's Van Bali. He's only 5'7", 145. He is much smaller than these other guys. He is quick. He's got that track speed. But he has just not been able to escape anything through the hole tonight. Gain of no gain.
Yeah, you know, when you talk about somebody who doesn't have that size, that football size to be pounding it up into the middle, some people just play a lot bigger than they are, and he is certainly one of those kids that does that.
Pinniger's gain of 34. They're going to throw it back across the other side on the screen. It's caught again by Pinniger. And Valley is having an incredibly hard time getting a hold of him. He has an extra gear. Valley hasn't seen anybody like him all year, from what I've seen.
No, you know, and when Valley and Dowling were playing, everything was matched up speed-wise well. What Dowling did such a great job of doing, they were able to wall off their catches. What Centennial is doing tonight that is just exceptional is they're utilizing their speed and going completely away from what their normal game plan would be, running that ball inside, off tackle. They're throwing the ball more than they're running the ball.
3rd and 5. Big play here for the Jaguars. They send one in motion. Misdirection of the backfield. They go almost the same play to the other side. It's caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. Ethan Babcock. And I think you're going to have to try to get 3 more, and that's what it looks like. John Banta coming onto the field to attempt another field goal.
That ended up being a loss of about a half a yard on that. Nice job by defensive backs coming up to fight through that block and make that tackle.
So this will be a 42-yard attempt by Banta on the right hash. He made it from 43 the last time. He lines up out of the hold of Joe Beamer. The kick is up. It's got a lot of leg, but was it accurate? It was. 42-yard field goal now for John Banta, and it's a 6-0 lead.
That thing landed halfway up the hill. If we're not careful, he's going to kick that scoreboard down.
CISN.TV brought to you by Godfather's Pizza. We make pizza the way it was meant to be. Incredible crust, delicious veggies, hearty meats, and 100% cheese. That's Godfather's. And also by Atlantic Bottlers, distributors of Core Power, a natural high-protein drink. And Dasani Water, the pure, delicious taste of Dasani Water. That's from Atlantic Bottlers. John Banta, all of the scoring for the Jaguars. 6-0. Jags, 48 seconds. Let's go down. And thank you to Powerade as well for the broadcast tonight. Let's go down to Jim Kirby down on the sideline.
Guys, on that last offensive series for Valley, Austin Cook took a shot, and he's sitting on the bench now. I think they went through some protocol with him. He still has his helmet in his hand, but they're looking carefully at him. A lot of hitting, a lot of speed out here tonight.
Cook was injured in that Dowling game with a hamstring and had come back last week for part of that game at Sioux City West. And this kick is going to be through. It's going to be caught 8 yards deep in the end zone by the Tigers, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 with 48 seconds to go.
You have to argue that both defenses are playing really good football.
Yeah.
And I would say that both coaches are going to say, we don't care what happens between the 20s. It only matters what they do putting points on the board. And so Ankeny is really moving the ball very well, but Valley steps up when they get close to the red zone, keeping them out of the end zone, 2 field goals. And so Valley, they just need to get the offense going.
Hinkle on the screen. He moved a lot of yards, and he's close to the first down, up to the 30-yard line. He got 10 forward, and I think he ran another 15. Hurry up offense. Hinkle gets 10, 37 seconds. 9 seconds go off the clock. Rocky across the middle, thrown, caught by Heald. He's up to midfield and into Jaguar territory to the 49-yard line. And all of a sudden, the Tigers are moving it.
And now's the time to be moving it. Centennial's got their defensive backs in a prevent defense. They don't want to get beat deep. They don't care again what happens in between the 20s.
Gain of 31. Lombardi picks it apart, tipped, intercepted by the Jaguars. Picked up by Connor Cullen. He's still on his feet. Wow! 15 seconds to play before half. That's one way. That ball was tipped behind the linebackers, and Cullen had an easy pick. Let's watch that one again. Second INT of the half for Rocky Lombardi.
Valley's getting up to the line of scrimmage as quickly as they can, and as they do, they're getting set with Heald to come down and run that in route. You can see the defensive back set back far enough, and as it comes through, Rocky just throws it a shade tall, and it tips off into the defender's hands.
And that is how the half is going to end, as Jim Kirby makes his way to talk to Gary Swenson. And I'm not sure if he saw it unfolding like this. Coach Kirby's going to have to run a little bit. He's all the way up at the 20 there, Jim. He's running after the coach, and we'll have that interview for you. We're just kind of getting started here. 6-0 Centennial leads Valley on senior night at Valley Stadium. Let's go down to the sideline, Jim Kirby.
I got coach, there's a lot of speed, a lot of up-tempo. What do you do to contain this Ankeny offense?
Well, it's not their offense, it's our offense. We gotta stay on the field, we gotta move the ball. We've left a lot of plays out there. Yeah, I think our defense did a good job. I mean, 2 field goals. You should be able to win a football game if you're going to make the other team kick. We're losing the line of scrimmage when we're out on the field offensively, and if you can't win the line of scrimmage, you're going to have a hard time run or throw. So we've got to clean some things up and get it figured out here at halftime, and I think we'll be all right.
Good luck, Coach.
Jim Kirby down on the sideline. 6-0. Jaguars, they want it tonight. They absolutely want it. This is something they are, and it's not to say that that Valley doesn't, as we do just a moment here, and then we'll have Lisa Ramey will be with us here in a moment. Did I say that right?
You did.
Yeah, good. That's your boss. No, so Coach Swenson says, hey, it's not our offense, or it's not our defense, it's our offense.
Yeah. And, you know, we talked a little bit about it. He's not one of those guys to care about inside the 20s. No coach really is, unless you're just about stats. You're concerned about what's going on the scoreboard, and as he said, if you hold a team like Centennial to 6 points in the first half, you're in that game, and if your offense is rolling and can match what they're doing, you also have a chance to get some points on the board yourself. So inside the 20s is going to be important, but Valley's got to get there.
They've had some big plays, a couple of big runs by Mason, but all of that was early. Later part of the second quarter, Mason was just kind of bottled up, and they had no chance to get him.
Well, right. You know, depending on where you're going to attack their defense is going to be a big part of it. It's going to be very difficult to run wide. You can't get it sealed because their edge is so quick, you cannot seal it off, which means you're going to have to bring your receivers down to make that block. When you bring that receiver down to make the block on the edge, now all of a sudden you got a fast corner that's right there as well. And so Valley's going to have to take a look at it to see what kind of openings they can create in the middle.
And Centennial's been sending some heat now and again, just at the right time. They're calling the right plays on that situation. Centennial picked off 2 Lombardi passes, both of them tipped. Hi, Pete. We're on the air. He just wanted to. He just wanted to say hello to everybody. I get that. Pete Economos, though, had the INT for Valley. The defense giving up 6 points. John Banta, a 43, and then a 42-yard field goal. That was impressive.
It really was impressive. You know, once in a blue moon, typically in high school, you're going to have a guy that can kick 40 yards plus. You do that twice in one night? And I'm not so sure if they don't put him out there again, he doesn't do it again and again. It looked very easy for him.
Yeah. And he's not a small kid. He's a nice, big-sized kid. I know his father and big dude. And let's take a look at one of those. This is the 42-yard field goal attempt right before half. And he just got all the leg into it. So you see him lining up as that is out of the hold of John Beamer. And that snap was good. The special teams was key.
When you can keep control the inside of the line of scrimmage, it really doesn't matter what happens from the outside.
Take a look at that thing. That's good for another 10 yards. Easy.
At least.
That's something you have to think about as this game goes on.
It really is, because now that means Centennial can shrink the field.
Yeah. Well, and they clearly running the football. One of the other thoughts is, let's take some air out of the ball and let's just not give Valley as many opportunities. All right, we've broken down the first half. We'll take halftime. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about West Des Moines schools. We'll also listen to the Valley Marching Band as well. You're watching CISN.TV. Halftime, Centennial 6, Valley nothing.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price, $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price, $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
For a little bit too when we come back, so we got a little bit of extra time. Okay. We'll talk about
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're growing. We're building a new showroom right next to our current location, but the rain has got construction delayed, so we're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season.
Please help us move. Everything's on sale.
Heat and Glow. Nobody builds a better fire.
Centennial leads Valley 6-0 here at halftime, brought to you by Powerade. Give your game some flavor. We'll talk West Des Moines schools in a moment, but first let's listen in to the Valley Marching Band, the March Masters. We are at halftime between Valley and Centennial. The Tigers trail the Jaguars 6-0. Paul Yeager back here in the press box, joined by the superintendent of the West Des Moines schools, and that's Dr. Lisa Ramey. Good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for asking.
So so just a normal average day Friday night. You come to many of the football games, or you're someone that's got to be everywhere at all times, right? How do you pick on what you go to on a Friday night?
Well, Friday night football is my first pick usually. Yes, yeah. I do attend lots of events here at West Des Moines schools. Love to see all of our kids, and we have lots of activities going on. So when we have multiple on a night, I try to go to an activity that I haven't been to in a while.
And so you mix it up. So it might be athletics one night, might be fine arts. You might listen to the March Masters, or maybe it's a choral performance of some kind.
Yeah, absolutely. Went to a concert last night at Valley High School. So kids did a great job.
And you were able to do that. I mean, you've just had a ho-hum week. Little Birdie tells me you've been on a plane. You were in China. What were you doing over there?
I was. Traveled there, left on October 7th, so we were there for a week. Dr. Lanik went along with me. We have a sister school in China, and so we went to visit them, and they put on a concert for all their sister schools around the world, and there were 44 people from, I think it was 20 different countries there.
Okay.
So, yep.
And what was the main reason? I mean, other than the sister school, were you presenting? Were you given an award?
Last year they started an international research association, and I happened to serve as vice president of that association. And so we had a board meeting there, and also presented on the literacy and science.
And are those some of your backgrounds? Is that where you were out in the classroom in either of those subjects, or?
Actually not, no.
But you can still present on it. You still have to know about it.
Well, yes, I did bring along our Associate Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. So she did I presented on our district, and she presented on literacy and science.
And your audience was mostly folks from China, or was it some of this international group that you're referring to that was in the crowd?
Yeah, it was the international group. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so question and answer. What are some of those questions people are asking you at an event like that?
Well, what's interesting is there's a lot of similarities as far as education and what's happening around the world. Literacy is top priority in many school districts from around. And so listening to the different ideas and strategies that schools are using from across the world is pretty exciting.
And people think that it's only the students that learn on an everyday basis. I mean, the administrators are learning as well, especially at things like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was able to go last year and present as well. And this year I thought just the focus with literacy on science, Dr. Lanik and myself really felt like it was worthwhile for us to be there and have some ideas that we brought back, made some connections with people from the UK, London, Denmark, Australia, and all sorts of places. So,
What's the best part about being superintendent at West Des Moines Schools?
well, our kids. We have a great system. I just really enjoy working with all of our team, our administrative team, our teachers, and our parents and community. We just have such a supportive environment.
So that's fun. I mean, your district's huge. You got a lot of things you got to try and juggle at one time. You're trying to make it to events. You've got meetings all the time. When do you actually breathe?
People talk to me about work-life balance, and I don't know that I necessarily say I have balance. I'm very fortunate to have a supportive husband, so he attends activities with me, and sometimes we call those date night. And
well, if you're going to a choir concert, sometimes that is what people do on dates.
Absolutely. So, I have some vacation time, and so I try to take a day here or there, but my first priority, of course, is the district.
And how many years, I forget now, how many have you been with West Des Moines?
Well, I've been in West Des Moines. This is my 15th year.
Yeah.
My third year as superintendent.
Yeah, because you were a principal at one of a couple of the different buildings, right?
Right. I started out as an associate principal at Valley, been a principal at Indian Hills, associate superintendent for human resources.
So all over the place. Where are you from originally?
Northwest Iowa.
Which town?
Owens.
You got to help me out.
Yeah.
I'm learning my Northwest Iowa.
Yeah.
As things go. What's that closest to?
Lamar's.
Oh, Lamar's. Oh, you're way up there on the
Right.
northwest side. Beautiful part of the state, and and it's not too bad here either.
No, I'm preferential to Central Iowa, though.
Well, you've spent as much time as you have here. That's to be expected. All right, you're to a choir concert. So football-wise, is that something? Of course, you're not writing plays or anything like that,
No.
are you?
No.
During the game, saying, "Coach, they need to maybe run this."
No, I let Gary handle that.
You got an incredible staff there. I mean, what's that like to have someone with that much experience and just relate so well with the kids, and has just been an absolute stalwart of the community for years himself?
Yeah, Gary's a great role model. He and his staff think of kids first and foremost, and they do a great job with our student athletes.
And, you talk about the athletes part of this. They're also trying to work through them on the academic sides. I mean, talk about why that is so important, because so few of these guys are going to go on and play in any sport at the next level. It's really about the academics and what's between the ears.
Right, and that's what I appreciate about our coaching staff, not only here in football, but across all of our sports and even our in all of our activities and co-curriculars is, it's the student first and then the extracurricular. Now, there's a lot of learning that happens in the extracurricular activities and co-curricular around leadership and perseverance and so forth, but it does come down first to academics, and that can take kids far in their future.
And you've got it's not just athletics. I've experienced, and I've talked about it on this broadcast before, some of the speech students. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's the marching band, the football team, the speech team. They all do excellent work, and they excel at what they do. So it's not just a one focus or a one-note school district.
Right. At Valley, we talk about the 4 A's. Academics, athletics, arts, and activities, and it really is about all of that. We're very fortunate to be able to offer a variety for students so that you can, no matter what it is that you are interested in, you have an opportunity to participate, and our students do a great job of excelling in all areas.
And they go to some incredible schools and do some incredible things.
They do.
Ivy League is not uncommon for a kid out of the Valley District.
That is true.
The West Des Moines
That is
District. So very good. Appreciate the time. Thank you so much. What do you got to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow, well, unfortunately, I'm headed to a funeral.
Oh, I think Keith and I had discussed that a little bit, and the athletic department knows that they lost a good member, and that's never easy, but that's good that there's support for that family, because you knew that person had given so much to the Valley schools over time.
Absolutely, he had.
Yeah, so very good. Thank you so much, Dr. Lisa Ramey. Thank you so much for joining us here at halftime. It is Tigers trailing the Jaguars of Centennial 6-0. When we come back, we'll break down the first half, get you ready for the second half, and catch up with head coach Jerry Pizzetti, the co-head coach of the Jaguars. We're back after this on CISN.TV.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. To the Godfather Specialty Pizza, with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth one green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
All right, we're back here at halftime. Paul Yeager alongside, and I think we can hear in with Coach Jerry Pizzetti and Jim Kirby talking. Actually, we don't have that, but we'll have Jim Kirby's report in just a moment as he has a conversation with the co-head coach of the Centennial Jaguars, and we will have those comments in just a little bit, but we are at halftime. It's Centennial 6, Valley nothing. Paul Yeager and Keith Bornes, and let's go Jim Kirby now with this report. Jim?
I was talking with Coach Pizzetti about his inspired team, and one of the inspirational messages he gave his team this week was a lot of their players are coming back, but at the same time, a lot of their younger players are stepping up, and that's a good thing for the Centennial team. We also talked about the game unfolding, if that was what was planned, if that's what he anticipated. And he said there's no way to anticipate a game with Valley. And they just did the best they could. They're keeping their speed up. They like the tempo. And I asked him what his concerns were for the second half, and he said Valley.
Just as simple as that?
That's right.
Well, all right, couple of scores here. Johnston and Lewis Central, I have them tied at 0. Waukee leads Fort Dodge 21-14. And here, it's Centennial 6. Valley nothing. Keith Bornes, Paul Yeager, that was Jim Kirby on our Shields Sideline Report. Thank you to Dr. Lisa Ramey for coming up and visiting with us here at halftime. What do you think, Keith? What's your thoughts?
Well, I have a couple of thoughts. Number one, I'm glad that Dr. Ramey was able to come up and talk. She is such a wonderful person, and I don't know if she actually told you what her background was, teaching some Spanish when she was in as a teacher, and then as all great educators do, whatever you're going to be a part of, you research it and you become great at what you need to be for your students, for your administration, for your district, and that's certainly something that she does. Game-wise, again, going back to what we kind of talked about at halftime, both defenses just playing dynamite when they absolutely have to. The problem is for Valley, they're not playing aggressively enough on those tackles. You've got to make sure that when you make that tackle, you come up, you don't leave your feet. You got to drive through the tackle, and when you wrap up, you got to grab some cloth and bring them down. Ankeny Centennial is just doing a fantastic job of falling forward at the tackle and even breaking through them. You got to give them a lot of credit for moving the ball very well. You got to give Valley a lot of credit for bending but not breaking. It could simply be a 14-0 ball game instead of a 6-0 ball game.
John Banta's leg drives it into just before the goal line, taken by Austin Hinkle up to the 21-yard line. A couple of helmets go off, and we do have a hard-hitting game as we begin quarter number 3 and half number 2. Paul Yeager, Keith Bornes, Jim Kirby, and the entire CISN.TV crew. Glad to have you here as Valley will start the football at their own 21-yard line. Their last drive ended in an interception. They've made big plays.
Yes.
They just haven't been able to put it into the end zone. And again, you want to talk about bend, not break. Centennial has done the same thing tonight as well. They have come up with big plays when needed.
Yes.
Shotgun formation. Handoff. Mason gets it. Oh, he takes a shot. Wow, right at the line of scrimmage. Coming up to deliver the hit. Garrett Nichols. Wow. Mason gets a tough 1 yard.
That play actually looked like it was going to open up.
It did.
And Mason was going to scoot through. The problem again, Ankeny just kind of flexing their muscle a little bit and driving through those blocks.
Under center goes Lombardi. Hands off Mason off right tackle, makes a cutback, and then he's stopped after a gain of about 4. Coming up, filling that hole, Taylor Wheel.
A great job by Centennial's defense, making sure they bottle things up. On that play, even up the middle, Valley is getting a better push up front. Mason did a great job of falling forward. He was held up 2 yards deeper than that and fell forward to get the extra 2.
Ball's at the 26-yard line. Lombardi's pass thrown complete, caught by Hinkle. Makes one move, goes back to the inside. He's got a first down and then some. Coming up, making the stop, Jake Pinniger, the sophomore. But not before Austin Hinkle extends the drive for the Tigers.
Some of the adjustments that Valley could make at halftime and talk about is not necessarily looking for those long routes downfield. The weapons are there, yes, but they're a low percentage play. These 5-yard timing routes are going to be huge.
Gain of 10, back out to Hinkle. He's got another 10 and then some. Hinkle, gain of 16 yards across midfield before he's tackled by Garrett Nichols. Wow.
Yes, again, Valley's doing a great job. They've thrown the ball deep. Centennial has to honor that possibility. They've gotten picks because they've been deep. With them starting 7, 8, 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, it does open that 5-yard pass.
But this is where Valley has run into problems. They get a couple of big plays, and then all of a sudden Centennial dials it up. Lombardi, all the time in the world. He's got to run now for his life. He's looking for a receiver. He's now going to tuck it, run it, and not get anything more than back to the line of scrimmage. Coming up for the Jaguars, Connor Cullen also there on the stop. Spencer Hilbert. They get maybe 1.
John Reardon did a nice job peeling back to get a block to spring Lombardi to continue to the outside. In that situation, it may have been better served for him to turn and run with him and see if he can get a guy downfield. The thought being that Lombardi would have already been past him.
Lombardi throws it to the left. It's caught by Hinkle. And Hinkle makes the catch at about the 42. Again, Jake Pinniger, Connor Cullen combine for the tackle.
Those 5-yard routes right now, again, because the defensive backs are playing as far back as they are, there is a soft spot in the zone right there in the flats, and Valley has capitalized on them. But again, it's going to be a 3rd down here. for Valley.
Carlo Marble comes off the field. They're going to go handoff to the right side. Mason. He makes a cutback. He's close. I think he's got the first down across the 40 inside to about the 36-yard line. Mason made lemonade out of those lemons.
And, you know, the offensive line did get a good push. When you're running that zone offense, it's a situation where they start to slide. There's going to be cutback lanes that do open up naturally. And Mason's been in the backfield long enough, he was able to find that.
Mason is in the backfield. Lombardi to throw the football. Play action. He goes to the underside. Jacob Morris, and Morris gets inside the 30. I was just about to say it's not Cook in the game, but instead it's Jacob Morris, we had that report earlier from our Jim Kirby. Centennial makes the stop, but not before a gain of 9 for Morris.
The Valley coaching staff is very high on Austin Cook. He is a tough runner, a great blocker. Jacob Morris is that kid that is backing him up but doing a great job filling the shoes when we need him.
Boy, Mason almost made a couple of guys miss, and he'd still be running. Good tackle there. Tanner Morgan comes up, and I don't think he got the first down. I think he's short. He is. No gain on the play.
I think right now, the way things are going, this is what people expected between the two schools, going to be a very tough physical matchup in that offensive and defensive line.
Ball at the 28. Rocky Lombardi calls his own number, and I think he is going to get the first down. He gets up to the 26, gain of 2.
We talked earlier about Gibbons having good length to him, and when he falls forward, he's going to go a couple yards. Rocky Lombardi also has that good length. He is 6'4", and he fell forward 6'4".
Back under center, quick tempo. Lombardi throws it, caught by Hinkle at the 20, makes a move. 20, 10, 5 inside the 5-yard line. Hinkle's going to be down at the 3-yard line. Hinkle, huge burst of speed. Wow, what a play there. Ethan Babcock comes up to make the touchdown-saving tackle. Also coming up for the Jags, Garrett Nichols. First and goal all the way down to the 3. Pickup of 23 yards.
You make the catch off of a good 5-yard throw, good pattern, and then you make the first guy miss, it seems to open up.
Valley gets up to the sideline, or they get up to the line of scrimmage, then they pull back out. Kind of with that no-huddle team. Lombardi under center, I formation. They go Mason, second man through. Mason carries his way into the end zone. Touchdown! Javon Mason, a score from 3 yards out, and the Tigers have tied the ball game on their first possession of the second half.
That is certainly an offensive possession that Valley needed to have. They ran plenty of time off the clock, and they controlled pretty much all aspects of the game except for the speed, and they were able to neutralize that by just getting those quick hitters.
3-yard touchdown run by Javon Mason. Cole Hahn on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. Valley has their first lead of the ball game. We'll take a look at the replay after the break. We'll step away. Valley, their first lead of the night. Valley 7, Centennial 6 on CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
You're just doing it.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. We're just doing a, short little break is all I was trying to say. Javon Mason caps a 12-play drive, 12 plays, 79 yards. Javon Mason 3-yard touchdown run, and the Tigers have their first lead of the ball game, 7-6. We'll look at that replay in a moment. We'll also get in with Jim Kirby. As the kick is high, and it's going to be taken at the 5 by Centennial.
Uh-oh.
Huge run. Huge return. Riley Larson, blink, you miss. He's all the way up. I think he's up to the 42. Let's look at that touchdown from the previous play. Keith, walk us through.
Valley's coming up to the line of scrimmage. Going to make that check called, find out if they're going to go right or to the left. Lombardi under center. A great job of pulling down the line by the offensive lineman to open up that hole. Also a great job by Centennial to fill that hole. Mason still had to break a tackle and make a spin move to get in.
Ball at the 41. They go Pinniger left side, and he doesn't get anywhere. After that great return of 40 yards, let's bring in Jim Kirby down on the sideline on our Shield sideline report. Jim?
You know, you knew it was just going to be a matter of time before Lombardi and Hinkle hook up. And, you know, on the sidelines, it's more of what you expect from Valley, especially their offense, a lot more calmness here on the sidelines, and especially out there on the field. I mean, it's just a whole different Valley feel for their offense in the second half.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 41, 6:20 to go. Gibbons in the shotgun. Quick throw out to the flats. Caught at the 40. One move made. Still on his feet. Riley Larson. You got to stop him if you want to keep him out of the end zone. Finally knocking him out of bounds. Tristan Cobb. Riley Larson. Huge pickup. Almost 40 yards up to the 22. This broadcast brought to you by GNL Clothing, a real clothing store with real people selling regular big and tall clothing for almost a century. GNL Clothing at 1801 Ingersoll and Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Exceptional people and exceptional experience for you. Always the power price. Schottenkirk Chevrolet, 755 West Hickman in Waukee. Larson was huge.
It was a huge play. I'm not sure if people remember there was a kickoff that Ankeny had, or punt that Ankeny had, or Centennial had, and they had to carry him off the field. So it's good that he's back in, of course, but Valley's got to start accounting for him again.
They go back under with Pinniger back up the middle. Ball's up to the, they're going to give him half a yard to the 21 and a half. Well, for official purposes, that'll be a no gain. Ball will be at the Valley 22-yard line.
Now with Valley or Centennial being close to the red zone again, it's going to be very interesting to see how the defense steps up.
Gibbons makes one guy miss. Wide open in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown for Centennial. Wide open. Jake Pinniger. Gibbons. He did the huge pump fake. Everybody bit. Pinniger knew where it was going. Wide open. Touchdown. 21 yards. And the Jaguars have the lead back.
Riley Larson needs to be credited with that touchdown as well, as everybody was going out to him. The pump fake to the sideline. Everybody bit, as Paul said, and Ankeny right back, or Centennial right back up on top.
Jake Pinniger. Woo! And the extra point is booted through. Centennial. Let's watch this one again, Keith. That one was an incredible play.
You're going to see Gibbons do that pump fake right out to Larson. Everybody came up, and that sent Pinniger right into the end zone. Well executed.
Central Iowa Sports Network is brought to you by Learning RX, brain training and cognitive skills testing, helping children think, remember, read, and learn better. Learning RX at 4949 West Town Parkway, at Suite 160 and 1205 North Ankeny Boulevard, and also the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is the leader in marketplace trust. Before you choose to hire a business, check with the Better Business Bureau. Let's check in. Jim Kirby down on the Shield sideline report.
Well, that was quite an athletic play by Chance Gibbons on that last series there for that pass. Over here on the Valley sideline here, I would hate to be a defensive back right now because there's a lot of concern, and we'll just call it a lot of discussion going on down here amongst the coaches and the players.
You sanitizing things there a little bit, Jim?
It's not that he's mad. He's just trying to get their attention.
Kick is taken at the goal line by Austin Hinkle. He's trying to get to the outside, and the hole closes. Hinkle still on his feet. tried to break the 20-yard line. Instead, he gets up to about the 17. And so now Valley will start. So you go a half with only 6 points, and we've had 14, or we've had 14, just like that.
Just like that. Both teams kind of stepping up and putting the offensive gears down. On this kickoff return here, Valley brings it back out to the 18. He caught it right on the 1-yard line. And that's one of those deals where you got to make a decision, let it go into the end zone, take it out at the 20, or try and use your athleticism. 2 yards isn't a big deal right now. Hopefully it won't be a big deal at the other end.
Mason, handoff. Up to the 20, to the 25. Ethan Babcock, penalty flag. You know, if you're Hunter Pinniger, you take that and you're still running and you can make that gap. Austin Hinkle has average speed, above average speed. He does not have the speed of a Van Bali or a Pinniger
or a
Centennial
Larson.
or even a Larson. And he could not, he was going for the open turf and he had it. He just couldn't make it work and get in there. So,
which is truly a credit to Centennial's speed defensively. Well, overall team speed. And so with that, you know, you're going to see more holds on an offense. If the defense can get that first step offensively, what do? You're no longer engaged how you should be. You're going to have to start reaching to make sure that people don't get in and clobber your quarterbacks. And so the penalties come up against a team that doesn't have the same team speed.
Heald takes it after the penalty and gets up to about the 22-yard line before Riley Larson escorts him out of bounds. So right there, the Tigers get the penalty back as Braden Heald. He gets 10 yards back. Ball is back, the 21.
Got a little no-huddle offense going here, trying to keep the tempo, or at least keep Centennial from making any substitutes.
Wow. Right there, as Hinkle caught it, was Jake Pinniger in his back pocket. I think he should charge him rent for being that close.
Oh, yes. It was great defensive coverage. But think about the focus that Hinkle had just to be able to bring that in. He never lost contact with that ball. In his hands, at contact, was still able to put that away.
Huge play here for the Tigers and the Jaguars. Jags looking to keep the momentum on their side of the field. Valley looking to keep it going. Lombardi, shovel pass, complete. Braden Heald up across the 30 to the 34-yard line. That's an ankle breaker right there.
It was, and everybody's kind of looking at each other trying to decide if Lombardi crossed the line of scrimmage before he threw that forward. It was very close.
We'll call that a good sense of awareness of where you are on the field. Gain of 6 up to the 30. Heald he just had to know, my buddy, my old Sandlot playing football friend, and if they're going to try to challenge this, that was gain of 10 on the play, by the way. And now I think the far sideline official is just wanting to make sure, because he's working that side judge over there. Isn't that what they're called, side judge on that far side? He's getting an earful from the Centennial coaches, just like the side judge on this near side gets an earful from the Valley coaches. He wants to make sure, did he cross the, that's that conversation.
And that conversation got them a little bit of a warning there as Centennial got their first sideline warning of the night.
Mason shuffles left, shuffles right, makes one-man move and miss, and he approaches the 50-yard line. In fact, he does land on the other side. However, there's a penalty flag back at the 34-yard line. So Mason's run is going to be wiped out on a holding penalty. Let's take a look at that shuffle pass that was close. So, Keith, tell me if he crossed the line of scrimmage on that play.
Well, we're kind of set here at the 24-yard line. And he drops back, clear back almost to the Valley. We'll call it real close. But Pizzetti's sideline warning may have not necessarily been wrong. I mean, he got a warning, and his argument was pretty strong.
You have to pay the price sometimes. That's Hinkle up at the 32 from the 25. A ball was in the air for a long time, and I think they're kind of lucky to get that one back.
Yes, and now Valley is back up into the 2nd and 10 range. Again, hitting those shorter passes, even though that pass happened to be very, very long to go a short ways.
And with the speed of, like, say, a Larson who was playing defense on that side, they're lucky Larson didn't just step in front of it.
Absolutely.
2nd and 10 from the 34. Lombardi, shotgun. Ball comes to him, calls his own number, goes up the middle, across the 45, or across the 40, approaching the 45. He's going to be close to the first down, but he is going to be short. Trying to keep you up on some of those scores here, but they are scrolling on the top of the screen. 3rd and 2 from the 42.
There's a first down. Little hard count action.
And Centennial probably bringing pressure no matter what on that play.
Just a little bit.
And so they're a little amped up.
Yeah.
Hard snap count.
Yeah, you can kind of bank on Centennial bringing pressure, even when they're not bringing pressure. There is a distinct, different feel when Centennial is really bringing pressure because it seems to come from everywhere, and yet they have people still back in pass coverage.
Valley has the ball at their own 47-yard line. 1:55 to play, 3rd quarter. Jaguars have the lead. Javon Mason, right side's got the first down. He's across midfield to the 49, gain of 4.
A nice opening there created by the offensive line. And Mason getting up there, getting 4 yards. If you get 4 yards every play, I think Coach Swenson will take that.
4 plus 4 plus 4 is more than 10.
It is.
And that's the goal, right?
That supposedly is the goal.
That's what I had my old junior high coach, Dean Zook, used to tell me. Play action. Lombardi sets his feet, throws downfield. Caught! Braden Heald, 32. First down. Wow.
That was a very well offensive pass route been run. I don't know how my grammar was in that, but it was a great play, Paul. Got downfield, came back. It was a long out route that he was able to come back to the ball. And Lombardi bought some time as he rolled out or bootlegged back out to the downhill side and made a great play.
Some say I gave up grammar for Lent. Lombardi back to pass, throws it downfield. Wide open receiver, off the hands. Austin Hinkle was so close to his 6 points. That's inches right there. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. You want to watch that one again. That was so close.
On this play, Rocky Lombardi drops back deep, and he unleashes it. It's amazing that Hinkle was actually able to get that close to it. Up here in the booth, we were talking about just how much ground he made up on that play.
9th play of the drive coming up for the Tigers, 1:06. 2nd and 10. Lombardi, here comes some heat over Carlo Marble's head, incomplete, and that was just getting rid of it to keep the play alive because there came 2 Jaguars in a hurry. This broadcast brought to you by Godfather's Pizza. We make pizza the way it was meant to be. Incredible crust, delicious veggies, hearty meats, and 100% cheese. That's Godfather's. And Atlantic Bottlers, distributors of Core Power, a natural high-protein drink. And Dasani Water, the pure taste of water. That's Powerade as well from Atlantic Bottlers.
That ball sailed a little high, but it had something to do with a young man by the name of Cullen, who happens to be 6'4".
Here comes more heat. Lombardi escapes, loses the football, and I think the Jaguars have it. They do.
They do.
Centennial recovers the fumble, and that's the 3rd turnover for the Tigers this ball game, and it comes at a huge inopportune moment for the Tigers.
Cullen again getting some heat in there. And when we talked earlier about, Centennial bringing heat almost every play because of their speed. They were able to get it here.
We can watch that one again.
And as you watch that, you're going to notice just how many white shirts are coming upfield. It was very difficult for Valley to keep into an offensive stance from the O-line standpoint and maintain blocks.
A lot of misdirection going on. I think there were two, Chance Gibbons and well, I'm not sure who else went with him, but two guys went to the left, one guy went to the middle, one guy went to the right, and that was that huge misdirection that we see. And I'm hearing whistles all over the place. Jim Kirby, what on earth is going on around here?
Well, there was a lot of cross-blocking going on. I mean, everybody was in motion in all different directions. And I'll tell you what, this Ankeny Centennial offense has got to be hard to defend.
They go second man through, and it's Ryan Vinbali, and he jets to the left, tries to cut it back. 9 seconds, 8. That's going to be the last play of the third quarter. We've had a great one. We've still got a quarter to go. Centennial leads Valley 13-7. The fourth quarter when we come back on CISN.TV.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now. And after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none. And we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
If the fourth quarter is anything like the first three, we got a good one. Tell your friends, folks. Fourth quarter to go. The first three has only seen 20 points. It's 13-7, Centennial. 12 minutes to go. Gibbons throws the football. Caught! Not quite a first down, but it is so close. Catch made. Connor Sidoris, 9-yard pickup for the Jags.
Be an interesting play call here, decision-wise, for Centennial. They have a lead. They want to protect this. Now's the time to play a little field positioning, I should say, and it does appear that they're bringing on the punt team.
If I'm Valley, I don't think this is a punt. I don't even worry about making a return if you're Valley. That's what I would see. If you're Centennial, you're going. They could go easily to one of those up backs. In to punt the football is Riley Jones, I believe. And they're going to punt it. High kick taken at the 9. Hinkle spun around like a top. I'm not exactly sure that's what they wanted him to do. Jim Kirby down on the sideline. Wow.
Well, you wonder if you let that ball go into the end zone. That was a tough catch in general. Hey, listen, guys, on that last series on number 9, I think it's, let me double check here, Turner Scott for the Tigers shaking up on that last play. And what they don't need is any shortage in the defensive back area for the Valley Tigers.
Well, injuries, this is that time of year. You don't want anybody to really kind of even get a fingernail hurt.
Right, and Turner Scott was injured the game right before the Dowling game, and so he did not play Dowling until last week out in Sioux City, and we certainly don't need him to go down.
Ball is on the 9. Lombardi rolls to throw the football all the time. He's got to escape, and he does. Still running for his life. He's at the 10 and tackled way out of bounds, but that tackle was started inbounds. It just was a lot of momentum carrying him out of bounds, right?
Science. A lot of
science
moving out of the sideline there, yes.
They'll give him 6 on the scoreboard.
I don't think it's quite that much.
It's all the way up to the 14, so that's only a gain of 5. Lombardi's had to run the ball a lot, so has Mason. He stutters and then steps his way up to about the 17. Gain of 3.
Carried by number 5, Javon Mason. Tackled by number 45, Nathan Williams.
So now Valley, 3rd and 1 from the...
Now 3rd and 2.
I'd say it's at the 18. Gain of 4 if you call a half play from before. So if you're Valley, you really need to pick this up.
Yes, and get a long, sustained drive, take some time off the clock, end it with a score.
Give your defense some break. And that is going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Javon Mason, I think there's some missed blocks there, or just an absolute bull rush of Jaguars. And that's a 4th down loss of 2. So now the Tigers looked like it was 3rd and easy. Now we're going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, and, it's not very often that you would say that John Reardon is going to be challenged even from his offensive line position, but he was actually moved back on that play.
Peyton Long will line up to punt. 2 dangerous return men for the Jaguars. Riley Larson and Hunter Pinniger. Ball's on the turf. Now Peyton Long's got to pick it up. He throws it. It's caught! Caught up at the 30-yard line. Penalty flag. I'm going to guess that's a lineman downfield because Long was the only one in the backfield when he threw the football.
That thing...
He should have just ran it. I think he would have had the first down. Peyton Long does play quarterback.
He's got an arm. He could have thrown it.
Illegal man downfield.
All the way down there.
Oh, man. That was not a called. Whew.
Yeah.
Jim Kirby, what do you think of that?
When you play this type of game in your backyard, you don't call that penalty. That was just a great play, but all of a sudden, these referees get in the way of such a great play.
There's no lineman when you're playing in the backyard, Jim.
Oh, come on. We had such great games, epic battles in our backyard.
Jim Kirby on the Shield Sideline Report. This is my year. So now the Tigers go backwards 3-4 yards. And now Peyton Long is standing 3 yards deep in his end zone. Pinniger and Larson still stand. Long this time gets it. High kick, hopefully allowing for some coverage. It's going to bounce, and it's going to take a Tiger roll. But Pinniger is going to pick it up because he thinks it hit one of his players. There's a penalty flag back at the 40. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on here, and I'm going to tell you some scores while you sort it out. I'm excited. This is a good football game, Keith. Ankeny leads Council Bluffs Thomas Jefferson 28-12. Ames leads Des Moines East 28-21. That's at halftime. Dowling leads Roosevelt 28-love at the half. Hoover 28, Lincoln 7. Hoover looking for a victory. Sioux City East thumping Des Moines North 56-0. Southeast Polk rolling over Sioux City North 45-0. Where's that Fort Dodge? Check out that Waukee Fort Dodge score. Then the Johnston, Council Bluffs, Abe Lincoln. Those are games that we have on the network tonight. So, all right, Jim Kirby, I had my nose in a book. What happened?
Well, we had a personal foul at the end of that. I believe it was Christian Hamer for Centennial and a little extracurricular after the play. And they called it what they didn't need after that poor decision on that punt reception was a 15-yard penalty on top of it.
He kind of
well, they changed their call. Originally, they had it against Centennial.
You're
now
right,
they put it
you're
against
right.
Valley.
When I originally saw that, I thought they were going to call it on Valley. Number 7 for Valley, Noah Barr. I thought they were going to call it on him, and indeed they did.
So now it goes about where the punt landed but didn't roll. So it'll be up at the 40-yard line. Still great field position for the Jaguars. They have it with 9:41 to play, fourth quarter, leading 13-7. Jaguars have been able to keep the ball on the field for a lot of this game. Their offense has been on the field a long time, which means the Valley defense has been out there a long time. Gibbons gives it to Van Bali. Around the right side, Van Bali is wrapped up and then knocked down. John Mahoney makes the stop. Waukee leads Fort Dodge 28-14. That's a top 10 matchup going on tonight just to the west of us in Waukee. Dar Danielson busy tonight. So Van Bali, gain of 3.
Centennial going back to getting that ball out onto the perimeter and trying to utilize their speed and doing a nice job.
Gibbons gives it to Pinniger, right side. Pinniger brought down by Turner Scott. Pinniger could easily break one if you're not careful.
And
that kid's loaded with talent, absolutely.
Absolutely. And the other thing that Centennial's doing such a nice job with is even as they're running wide, with all the misdirection that Centennial does offensively, he could pull back and throw the ball down the field because they have receivers downfield on every play.
And Gibbons has shown the ability to throw the football. Not a lot during the season, but tonight he's throwing it. 3rd down, fake. Gibbons keeps his number, calls his number, but doesn't get anywhere. Coming up to make the stop, Ben Campos. It'll be 4th down, gain of 1. It'll be 4th and 4, and the punt team comes on.
Centennial did a great job last time pinning Valley deep. They got the ball back after 3 plays. Be very interesting again to see if they do the same thing, try to work pinning them deep, or if they pull a Paul Yeager here and
give the fake and just keep the ball and run.
That's right.
That's what I did. It's about this night certain decades ago. Greatest play ever. Larson gets a great punt. They are not giving him enough room. Taken back at the 12. Hinkle has it. He just cannot escape. Great special teams coverage again by Centennial. Holy cow. Hinkle's thinking he's going to outrun all these guys, but Centennial is there time after time.
They are. You know, they have a great track team out for the football program. And, man, I tell you, they are everywhere. Their last series ended with a punt inside the 10 that Hinkle took and got out to the 9. This one drops to the 12, and he's able to bring it out to about the 18.
All right, this broadcast, I've got through everybody, haven't I? Well, let's tell you about G&L Clothing. They're a real clothing store with real people, selling regular big and tall clothing for almost a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll in Des Moines, and also Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Exceptional people and an exceptional experience for you. Always the power price. Schottenkirk Chevrolet, 755 West Hickman Road. We do have a downed player, Jim Kirby. Help me out.
Oh, I didn't see it, guys. I was
looking at something else there. What do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got?
I got.
It's a Valley Tiger down.
Well, I got some good information. This matchup between Austin Hinkle and Pinniger is something to watch. I mean, Austin Hinkle is running his great routes, and even when he catches the ball, I'm telling you, this Jake Pinniger is an athlete matching up with Austin Hinkle.
Sam W. Rogers is getting helped off. Centennial leads Valley 13-7 here on CISN.TV, which is brought to you by Learning RX, a brain training and cognitive skills testing, helping children think, remember, read, and learn better. At 4949 Westtown Parkway, Suite 160 and 1205 North Ankeny Boulevard. And also the Better Business Bureau is the leader in marketplace trust. Before you choose to hire a business, check with the Better Business Bureau. And that is Sam W. Rogers, the junior, 6'2", 218-pound defensive lineman. Been in a couple of plays tonight. He was there on the coverage, and they help him off. He's kind of hobbling.
It's good to see him under his own power, though.
That's huge. Lombardi keeps it on an absolute run of his own and just blows up one defender and gets up across the 26-yard line, gain of 8.
He did a wonderful job of putting both hands on the football, covering it up. He had 6 points of pressure on that football. It was not going anywhere that time.
4, 5. Arm and elbow, or what's
Arm,
the 6?
elbow, fingertip, both of them wrapped up tight.
All right, 2nd and 2 from the 26 under center. Lombardi out and up. It's not there. Good coverage by Centennial. Thrown downfield and just thrown away over the head of the intended receiver of Jacob Morris. But that's Lombardi just throwing it away to live for another day.
Absolutely. And the officials talking to each other on that play to see if there is an eligible receiver. at the point where the ball landed. The side judge here with Coach Swenson right in his hip pocket explaining that there was, in fact, a receiver relatively close.
Who's the get-back coach for Valley? Because, I look in there, he's able to walk, and so if you're going to be in the hip pocket, you got to have a good get-back coach. Play action again. Here comes the pressure, and Lombardi's going to go down. Coming on the blitz, Taylor Wheel, the junior. Sacked all the way back to the 16-yard line.
That brings down
maybe the 17.
Big loss, 4th and forever as far as an offense would be concerned at this point in the game. Valley brings the punt team out, and I'm guessing they're going to punt.
Again, playing that field position game, but time's running out. 6:15 to go. Lombardi had no chance on that play. The snap, it bounces to Long, but comes right up to him. He gets it up. It's going to be taken on the run. Austin Pinniger had a full head of steam, and he returns it to the 44-yard line, which is basically where he caught it, but he sprinted to get it. And if Valley wasn't there, he keeps running. Jim Kirby on the Shield sideline. This is my year. Jim?
On that last defensive series for Centennial, Tanner Morgan is doing a great job of setting the edge on the left side for the Centennial defense. He's done it the whole game, and that sack is, I think, mostly attributed to him. He's keeping Rocky Lombardi inside the pocket and setting it up for his defense to make the sack.
Centennial on the 44-yard line of Valley. Gibbons all alone in the backfield. In motion goes Van Bali. Give it to Van Bali around the right side. Here comes number 11, Petey Economos.
And he shot through that. I don't even know what like. Fast. Shot through it fast, making a great tackle.
Come on. You're a track coach, and you can't come up with anything better than fast?
Usain Bolt. We're going to call him Petey Bolt.
Petey Bolt. Well, that works. Loss of 1 on the play now, if you look at the mark.
And Centennial taking their time.
Of course they are. Why would you not?
That's right.
5:22. Let that clock. You are leading. You have the ball and field possession in your favor. Gibbons. Van Bali in motion. They go Pinniger. Fake. Gibbons keeps. Nala makes the stop, but Van Bali gets it on the option pitch. Van Bali still on his feet inside the 35. Oh, they'll say he was knocked out at the 36. That's a break for Valley, because I think Van Bali was down at the 28.
He was, and I'm going to tell you right now, that is without a doubt the most ill-advised pitch in football, but it paid off for him.
It's one of those, no, yes type things,
That's right. That would be the youth and having no fear. But it'll come up in film.
Gain of 9. Still 3rd down. And 2. Here come the Jaguars. 5 minutes, 4 seconds to play. Under center goes Gibbons. Handoff. Second man through. Whistle before the snap. We have a penalty flag.
Yeah, we're looking at potentially an offensive lineman for Centennial pulling his hand up after he'd already put it down. And so my guess is it's going to be procedure.
It is. It'll go against the Jaguars. This broadcast brought to you by Godfather's Pizza. We make pizza the way it was meant to be. Incredible crust, delicious veggies, hearty meats, and 100% cheese. That's Godfather's. Thanks to them for the pregame meal. And Atlantic Bottlers, distributors of Core Power, a natural high-protein drink. And Powerade, it hydrates better than water. And Dasani Water, the pure, delicious taste of Dasani Water. Atlantic Bottlers. Thank you to all of our sponsors on CISN.TV.
How about your camera crew?
Oh, man.
My gosh,
they're all
they have
over it.
been everywhere.
Tech crew on the replays. Timeout. Jaguars. We'll step away for one as well. Centennial 13, Valley 7, the final 5:04 when we come back.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style.
Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands, is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
5:04 to go. Centennial, 3rd and 7. Gibbons out and up. It scored a touchdown earlier. What will it do this time? Complete! Oh, wow, up to the 23-yard line. I think he's still in the air.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody that wide open.
Jim, was that Riley Moss, number 6?
Yeah, I believe it was. And you know what?
First catch of the game for Moss.
Pete Economist he just had his jump timed a little bit off, or else he would have got that ball.
We're going to have to watch that one again here in a moment. We'll do what we can. Ball goes all the way to the 23. Gain of 13 on 3rd and 2. This could be the dagger. If Centennial can score, 4:40. Gibbons, turn around. Pinniger up the middle, and he's tripped up. Tripped up after no gain on that play.
Well, and I think everybody in the stands on both sides, anybody watching, they know that Centennial can score here. They've done it twice from outside of 40 yards.
There is a Jaguar down, and it is Pinniger. Hunter Pinniger, the junior, just now he'll jog off on his own, so he'll probably be back in one play. They missed Pinniger for the first part of the season. Not an injury. He was just out. Read into that as you will.
All everybody else knows is he's back.
He's back, and a huge opportunity for the Jaguars. 2nd and 9 from the 22. Van Bali in motion, penalty flag. And Gibbons, it's against the Jaguars. So this one will go. 4 minutes to play.
Yes, and you definitely have to move them back on this. Field goal range is about anywhere on the valley half of the field.
Illegal shift.
So
I was just so Banta has hit a 42 and a 43-yard field goal. So line of scrimmage right now, if you don't get another yard, it would be a 40-yard field goal, maybe a 41.
Which makes it a 2-possession game.
Yep.
Waukee and Fort Dodge is now 28-21.
Jeez. Good one over there. 3rd and 10. 3:42. Clock stopped. 3rd downs. Chance Gibbons in motion. Fake. Gibbons keeps it. He goes forward. He's short of the first down. And here comes the field goal unit. And the Jags will gladly take a 2-possession game if they can. Clock moving. 3:22. Valley still with 3 timeouts. Centennial with 2. The Jags in no hurry other than the play clock, which is at 19. So this is going to go under 2 minutes regardless of what happens in the outcome of the Banta kick, which will be a 35-yard, I'll say it, a chip shot attempt.
Yeah.
Banta straight up the middle. The kick is up. It's low, but it looks left. But it was just inside the left upright, and it's good. Centennial 16, Valley 7. 2:50 to play when we come back on CISN.TV.
Here at Fireplace Superstore, we're growing. We're building a new showroom right next to our current location, but the rain has got construction delayed, so we're still making deals. So now's the time to beat the rush and come in to get the best deals on Central Iowa's largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts. Stop in today and see our fire experts. We'll find the heat and glow fireplace that's the best for your family at the best prices of the season.
Please help us move. Everything's on sale.
Heat and Glow. Nobody builds a better fire.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic. The Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
John Banta has scored 9 of Centennial's 16 points tonight with his leg. Field goals of 43, 42, and now 35. Jaguars 16, the Tigers of Valley 7. 2-possession game as the kick is going to be into the end zone. Hinkle, no return. And let's go down to the Shields sideline. Jim Kirby. Shields, this is my year.
Well, that was certainly the ugliest Banta field goal. But thank goodness he's got a great leg because he did make it. Bad news for the Tigers. Sam Rogers is down here on the sidelines, ice on that ankle. The good news, I guess, is it's not a knee, so possibly able to play next week.
You needed the competition to get you ready for the second season, but you didn't need 2 or 3 of your guys to go down. Lombardi, is he cool under pressure? Gets it to Mason at the 25-30, up to the 33. Jaguars trying to rip that football out. Gain of 13 on the play, on the pass to Mason.
We are going to get a look at Valley's hurry-up offense and see how that is managed.
2:40 clock moving. Again, 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Throw out to the left side, caught by Hinkle. He's at the 35-40, still on his feet, first down. Makes a move, gets out of, no. Did he get out of bounds?
No, they're going to give him the first down,
First down,
call
so
him in.
Call him in up to the 46, another gain of 13.
That was not a very good play at the end. When the clock is not in your favor and you're down 2 scores, you've got to make sure the clock is not running.
And I think he was trying to get out of bounds. He just didn't, although they didn't start the clock. Out to Mason, caught on the wheel route, 45-50, and then stopped near the first down, but not enough to stop the clock for a measurement. Clock continues to roll, 2:18 up to the 45-yard line, gain of 9 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1. At the Centennial 45-yard line.
And things to think about here, Valley needs 2 scores, a field goal and a touchdown. It doesn't matter what order they come in.
Hinkle catches, then gets out of bounds at the 36. Tackle by Riley Larson. More of just a shove out of bounds and a sideline mini warning to the Tigers as the referee says, get back, guys, get back. Up to the 36. Pickup of 9. Ball at the 36. Lombardi, lots of time to throw. No one. He's going to have to run it. He's at the 30. He's going to have to try to get out of bounds, and he finally does. Boy, trying to keep him inbounds was Dominic Strom, and he didn't do it.
And because you have to get 2 scores here, you got to rely on your offense to get out of bounds and stop the clock, because you're going to have to burn your timeouts to stop Ankeny's offense if you do not get the onside kick.
Ball is at the 27. 3 timeouts and a $1:47 to play. 16 for Centennial, 7 for Valley. Lombardi looks to the right, throws, caught by that's caught by Hinkle, who does a dance. And if you're Coach Swenson, you got to get him out of bounds. You're wanting him out of bounds there. He does get out, but barely, up to the 20-yard line, gain of 7.
It's not about fighting for extra yards right now. It's about clock control. Although they did call him out of bounds as the clock is not running.
7th play of the drive, which started back at the 20. Tigers trying to score. Minute 41. Lombardi picks it up off the turf. Nobody to run. He gets one more block, throws to the back of the end zone, and just throws it away. Hinkle was there. He's outside of the tackles, outside of the hash marks. But that's the second throwaway pass Lombardi has done. So it'll be clock stops at the 20.
You know,
2nd and 10.
It is nice having a quarterback that when you throw the ball away, you can give some ground to give yourself some room to throw it 60 yards downfield out of the back of the end zone.
Lombardi looks to the left, throws into the end zone.
What a catch!
Touchdown!
What a catch!
Oh, wow! Touchdown, Braden Heel. 20-yard strike. And I mean, that's a lightning bolt.
That pass was on a rope, and it couldn't have been thrown any better as Heel came into it, and he had to there were 2 defenders down there, and he was able to make that catch.
Oh, we have to watch that one again after this extra point attempt. Oh. The kick is up, and it is good. We'll show you that replay right after this. We'll step aside. 1:25, Centennial 16, Valley 14.
Mr. Hometown Clothing Store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
A 1-minute, 25-second drive was capped on a 20-yard touchdown pass from Rocky Lombardi to Braden Heel. Now, Heel is lined up to the top of your screen. He runs right down the middle. He gets just in front of 2 Jaguars and catches it 9 yards deep in the back of the end zone. Great look at that, guys. Thank you so much. We all know what's coming here. Jim, we'll leave your mic open. Help us out. The onside kick. Murphy, the kick. It bounces high. Taken. Jaguars recover. Jaguars recover. Connor Sidoris, the all-hands team. He's the wide receiver. He picked it up at the 47.
He just didn't get, Valley just didn't get the bounce they were looking for. It just stayed right out on the ground and right into Sidoris' hands.
Yeah, the aiming point was very good on that. It did not go any further than 12 yards down the field. Typically, you're looking for that third hop becomes the big hop, and it just wasn't there. Now, Valley's 3 timeouts become very important. The point you have to look out for here is Centennial knows they're in charge of the clock. Typically, you're thinking run on this, but we know Pizzetti's been in the business long enough. Trickery is not out of the question here yet.
That's the one thing we haven't seen much. Dive up the middle. So you don't want to be fancy with it either, I guess, is
right.
Timeout Valley. I'm trying to think who even got the football there. It's the last guy in, of course. Garrett Nichols, the junior.
Now, it is extremely important for the defense to play lights out. Centennial does not want to stop the clock on their own. So the passing game, you got to make sure that it is a high percentage pass if you're going to take it. Otherwise, you drop it, you stop it yourselves. You want Valley to burn out your timeouts, and you want to be able to get a first down to seal the deal. Valley has 2 issues here. They have to make sure that they maintain their gap assignments and don't let any big plays happen. And Coach Swenson has to be close enough to the official to get a timeout called immediately so that time doesn't run off that clock.
1:18 to go. There was a gain of 1. Ball's at the 48. Back up the middle. And again, no gain. I think so. Now's that tricky play because you've done 2 dives up the middle, thinking I'm just going to punt it away. Centennial's just going to take their chance with their defense, knowing that yards and time not in your favor. So this is the opportunity on 3rd and 8. If you're Valley, if you're Centennial, the Chuck Long boot,
right?
Could be an incredible play call right here.
Especially when you have the speed advantage to get that run to the outside. The question that you have to always have in here is what is the best percentages for you to get time off the clock and make sure that Valley's got to burn their timeouts. There's a lot of decision making here.
And now Centennial's going to take a timeout.
Yeah.
They have 2. They're really thinking about what they're going to run. We'll take a break as well. The 1:13 to play. Centennial leads by 2. Back after this.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor,
We can do all the
finding a tax
scoring, or what do you
preparer,
got,
or
just
an
big
honest
plays?
mechanic. The Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards.
Show 'em his
when
video
I see
over
the
top
seal,
of
I
us.
know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself.
3rd and 8. Option pass, Venbali going backwards. He's going to get to the outside. He's at midfield, 40. Penalties all over the place. That came from the backfield. Venbali was short by a yard. It wasn't a trickery. It was just a simple play holding on Centennial. But time did go off the clock, and you don't get that back on a penalty. Jim Kirby?
I think that Coach Pizzetti was over there drawing on the ground for that last play, the bottle cap and the skate key. But
I don't want to be the bottle cap. I don't.
The loneliest guy in the stadium right now is the Maytag repairman, Cole Hahn, thinking about that field goal he's possibly going to have to kick to win this game.
Well, so now you got to think about it, because do you give Centennial another chance? Or do you decline it? Because if you decline it, it's at the 43. And then Centennial can pin you even further back inside that 10.
And so the penalty is going to be accepted here. It's going to end up being 3rd and about 15 from where the spot of the foul was. So Centennial's got another chance at it. They have a big play offense, and they still want to burn clock. They go right back to it.
And it's to the right side, still on his feet. Garrett Nichols tackled well short of the first down. Last timeout taken, 52 seconds. So now that burns the last timeout of Valley.
And it took 12 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, that's a smart set of plays. The penalty, because you don't get that time put back on. This isn't soccer that you get to run it back.
That's right.
That's the risk you took, but you're probably looking at a 10-yard field position change by accepting the penalty and making Centennial do that play again.
Right, and here's the other thing that people aren't necessarily thinking about is we've seen Centennial's field goals at 42 and 43 yards go plenty of distance through.
Yeah.
So that would have been snapped possibly at the 46, 7 yards back. We've seen Centennial people kick the ball 55 yards before. 65 yards, excuse me.
Riley Jones will line up to punt the football at the 35. It's 4th and 11. Braden Heald gets onto the field. So does Austin Hinkle. 52 seconds to play. The snap. High kick towards Hinkle. Fair catch. Called. Fumble! And I think Centennial might have it. Oh!
Valley survives for another series.
Coming down, Ben Wong. I thought Ben fell on it. Hinkle called for the fair catch, Jim Kirby, and then went right through his hands.
You're right. It's one of those things where you call for the fair catch, and then you're not looking the ball into your hands. Classic mistake.
Oh, so now Valley has to go 85 yards in 44 seconds and no timeouts.
Now the sideline becomes your best friend. you have to get the clock stopped more so than just moving the chains down the field.
2 to the left, 2 to the right. Mason goes out in pass coverage. Lombardi runs, throws. He was going for Mason, and it was almost intercepted. Oh, my. Garrett Nichols just about took that one and won it for the Jags. 38 seconds now.
And again, Lombardi playing dangerously close to that line of scrimmage before he's releasing the ball downfield. What we don't need is for Valley to be going backward.
Hinkle and Heald come to this near side. Mason next to Lombardi. Heald goes in motion. The jet reverse, long, back to Lombardi. This is like the triple pass. Back to Heald, back at the 20. They got blockers. 30, up to the 35-yard line. I think that was 4 passes. 2, 3, 4.
And
if you count the handoff.
Only one of them went forward. Thank goodness.
Right. Ball gets up to the 32-yard line. Pickup of 17. 27 seconds, though. You got to get to at least the 30 to give your kicker a chance. Lombardi rolls. He's going for it all downfield. Caught at the 28-yard line. You haven't heard him all night. John Glenicki.
We always talk about accounting for the tight end. Now we got to get up here, clock the ball. The chains aren't here, but the officials are ready.
18 seconds. Glenicki. Lombardi will spike it with 17 seconds. Jim Kirby, you ever seen anything like that? Uh-oh. Jim Kirby, did we lose you?
I'm back.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of helmets and hands and balls going in the air, but I'm not quite seeing what's going on out there. Sorry, guys.
John Glenicki, what an incredible catch there. We have that replay. Let's watch it again, Keith.
You're going to see Rocky Lombardi getting himself a lot of time by rolling out to his right. All night, people have been looking for Heald and Hinkle and Glenicki. It kind of reminded you a little bit of that Doug Flutie Boston College deal. And
ball's loose. And all of a sudden, that could be the ball game.
You got to get up and clock it
12
again.
12 seconds, 10, 9. It was a fumbled snap. 8, 7, 6. I think they're going to be able to do it. 5, spike the football. It'll be 4th down. And now you're going to have to try to kick the field goal.
The 43-yarder for the win.
Oh, this is not the way they thought it would go. All right, coming out to hold is Matt Gusky. Lining up to kick, Cole Hahn. The ball is on the 30. It'll be down at the 38, making it a 48-yard field goal. And Centennial calls the timeout before they can snap the football and at least get that practice kick.
Yeah.
Loneliest man in the business. What do you think, Jim Kirby?
The hero on that play was the other Sam Rogers, number 79. He was the one that was playing patty cake with the ball, trying to get back to the center of the official so they could actually snap it. And lucky for the Tigers, he did.
You know, Paul Yeager, my dad has said 100 times if he said it once, the football game at some point it's just all for the crowd. It's all those different things. But they should just make games 2 minutes in length because that's where all the excitement is.
47-yard field goal from straight up the middle. 3 seconds to go for Cole Hahn, the junior. To the south end zone. The kick. It's long enough, but is it going to make it? It's going to be short and off to the left. Centennial is going to win. The Jaguars hold on. A 16-14 win over Valley at Valley Stadium and will claim the district championship if they can win next week. The missed field goal. This was a game for the ages. Oh! And that's it. Centennial 16, Valley 14. Oh, wow.
A game. It was a fantastic game as far as excitement, but I think both teams are going to go back and say, offensively, not enough output.
Yeah, a lot of offense, a lot of offensive plays, just a lot of points. All right, here's what we're going to do. We have a whole bunch of replays to show you, folks. You want to see some of these? We will take a quick break. We'll step away. We'll start showing you some replays. We'll catch up with head coach Gary Swenson. Centennial tonight upsets Valley at home 16-14. The postgame next on CISN.TV.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
I think tires are one of the most important parts on a car, but you probably don't get very excited about tires. You're saying, Ron, they're tires. So I thought, will $100 get you excited? When you buy a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, I'll give you a rebate worth $100 to go out to dinner or even buy a pair of shoes. And when you go out to spend your $100, you'll be riding on your brand new Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. So come to Westside Auto Pros and I'll give you a rebate worth one green picture of Ben Franklin. Are you excited now?
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it. And I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Back at Valley Stadium, Centennial holds on for a 16-14 thriller tonight at Valley Stadium. Paul Yeager, Keith Bornes, Jim Kirby here. And we'll catch up with Coach Kirby in just a couple of minutes as he tries to get down Gary Swenson. And let's take a look at some of these highlights. These were incredible. I think we're going to look at that last drive. We'll start with Valley, which started on their own 15 and no timeouts. And that was just kind of the way this one went for them. And
remember, Paul, we're dealing with a fair catch at first that could have gone either way there, as Centennial did a great job covering. And then we get to this trickeration where it gets back to Lombardi. He gets it back to Heald. He's got a host of blockers to get downfield, but he's got to get outside and save some of that clock time.
And, that play didn't take as long as you think. It did take some, as we see Jim Kirby getting ready there, and we'll catch up with him in just a moment. As then Valley, which one is this? This one is the big pass to Glenicki.
Yep.
As Lombardi kind of rolls, throws off his back foot, and Glenicki makes the catch. It's a 43-yard gain. And so now you're thinking, I had said that you got to get to the 30 to give your kicker a chance. And they were up to the 27-yard line. But then the next play is a fumbled snap. And there wasn't an opportunity there. And then Valley lined up for the field goal. Centennial calls the timeout. Just kind of ice, that's just what you do. You have the timeout. You might as well use it. They don't give you credit for it on the bus. And Cole Hahn lines up for the what would have been a game-winning field goal attempt. As the snap was good, the kick just didn't have a lot of height on it. I think it needed about 5 yards.
It did, and it was pulled a little bit to the left as well. Cole Hahn, one of the greats in Valley history.
All right, we're going to go down to the sideline now. Jim Kirby with Coach Swenson.
Coach Swenson, a tough loss, a furious comeback. Just come up a little short. What'd you tell your team after the game?
Well, you got to make some plays to win a close game. We just didn't make enough plays. They did. I was proud of the way we fought back, and at least we put ourselves in position to make the kick. We were just a little bit out of his range. I don't think, if we'd gotten another 10 yards, I'd have felt real comfortable, but we had to take a shot. So, that was good, but we just, all night long, we were getting beat at the line of scrimmage, and you win a football game at the line of scrimmage, and we didn't do that tonight. Hats off to them. They played hard, but that shouldn't have happened.
Coach, points of emphasis for the next couple of weeks for you guys?
Wow, where do you start? I mean, I didn't think we tackled very well on defense. That first drive, they had the ball forever. We didn't seem to tackle. Clearly up front, offensively, we were sitting back trying to field blocks. Sometimes you just got to get off the peg and get into people and try and move them. But all in all, it was just a disappointing night. And sometimes you got to, I just credit them. They played hard and they made the plays and we didn't.
Thanks, Coach. Hang in there.
All right, that's Gary Swenson with our Jim Kirby. Jim Kirby, thank you so much for all your work during the night. You're going to see some of those highlights as the night goes on. That was Centennial scoring on their touchdown, one of their touchdowns earlier in this contest as I sort through my notes, and that was Chance Gibbons to Jake Pinniger for a 22-yard touchdown pass. And if it wasn't Hunter Pinniger, Jake came up, and they had Jake all season, but Hunter was different. I think Valley neutralized his speed. They kind of kept him inside the tackles, but that opened up enough opportunities. I think Centennial being able to throw the football as well and successfully as they did was probably the difference in this game.
It really was, and I don't know that anybody really expected them to throw as much as they did. Everybody knew. Valley sideline knew it. Centennial knew it. They had to get to the perimeter. If you're going to use speed, you got to get outside. Because, as we said before, the old adage, everybody's the same speed inside a shoebox. And so if they can if Valley could have kept everybody inside, their chances are quite a bit better. But the speed of Centennial's offense and being able to get to the perimeter, it was unstoppable.
It's that misdirection that Pizzetti ran when he was at Ankeny that he took with him to Centennial. It's not quite the same offense. This is more of the hybrid offense that that Joel Lanning ran the last time Ankeny won the state title in that last year before the split. Very similar plays, and it was just a close, hard-fought game. You got to give, and we got another great one. Waukee and Fort Dodge tied at 28, and is that still tied? Waukee just missed a 42-yard field goal as time is expiring. We're going to overtime.
Fort Dodge has the ball with a minute 12.
Okay, so Fort Dodge has it with a minute 12. So if you want to flip over to that game, I understand. Dar Danielson will have that call here on CISN.TV. And we really appreciate all of you who've watched us throughout the season. And tonight was a fun night because Dar had a really good game. We had a really good game here. I don't think that the Johnson game was close. That was 7-0. So we've had 3 good games on the network tonight. And hopefully you're able to make us a part of your Friday night. So as you look at, but John Banta, 43, 42, and 40-yard field goals. That's the difference, too.
It was a difference.
A big difference.
And not only was it the difference of the game, it's a difference in just your confidence overall to know that when you cross midfield, you got a shot at scoring.
And here's Banta lining up for that, what ended up being the game-winning field goal, which was hit at I think that was in the third quarter. Yeah, that was in the second quarter. Okay, so that's the 42-yarder. That's the 42-yarder that went, and that was in the second quarter that you see it now. So, Banta hits those 3 field goals. So Banta hits a 43-yard field goal to put the Jags up 3-0. And then you got to think Valley tonight went for it on 4th down twice and was unsuccessful. Also, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Just about had a fumble before and lost it right before the opportunity to kick the field goal that would have won the game. And then in the third quarter, in the second quarter, Javon Mason had a 3-yard touchdown run. I'm sorry, that was in the third quarter. That made it 7-6 Valley. That's the last time Valley led because the very next series, 4 plays, Chance Gibbons capped that drive on a 22-yard field goal or a 22-yard touchdown pass to Jake Pinniger. 5.5 left to play. Valley comes back on turns it over, and then a 35-yard field goal by Banta is good, and then Braden Heald from Rocky Lombardi made it 16-14, and then the onside kick was unsuccessful, and then you're able to get close, but just not the perfect game. But as Coach Swenson said, he goes, we've just not had a lot of those close games, and one of the things, Keith, if you look at who Valley has played in recent times, they've just not had anything close to get them to a game like this.
No. And not only that, in some of those schools, not only are they the teams that haven't been playing exceptionally well, they're also some teams that have first and second year, third year coaches that don't have the necessarily game experience like a Pizzetti is. Who has the game experience that Pizzetti has? And so anybody watching tonight, you actually saw two of the all-time great coaches in Iowa football history going against each other and how they utilized the clock. Coach Swenson not using any timeouts during that first drive when they had 2:40 left to go in the game, knowing that he's going to have to use them to stop Centennial's offense if they didn't get the onside kick. Pizzetti utilizing the clock very well. And it was actually just very mastermindful of both coaches to utilize those things. And I think that's because we have such a close game as a result as well.
This could help both teams as they go down the season towards that second season of the playoffs. And, you never know how maybe paths will cross again. Centennial last week, 38-0 win. Hoover, they beat Hoover 73-13 earlier. And so now next week, Valley goes to Des Moines Lincoln, and Centennial closes with Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln. So assume both teams win, which likely will happen. Centennial ends up winning the district this year, and they win tonight.
One thing to think about, Paul, several years ago, Valley was 6-0 going into their last 3 games of the season. They lost all 3 of them. Didn't know if they were going to make the playoffs or not. They did, and they made a run for the state title.
You never know what this can do for you because it is a close game. And
it
conditioning mentally and physically is what Coach Swenson and I talked about. All right, next week here at this stadium will be Dowling Catholic and Des Moines North. That'll be your game of the week on CISN.TV. We will be off, but hopefully in the playoffs we'll have the crew get the band back together as we work through at least maybe some audio. We're still working out video, possibly audio. It might be neither, so we never know.
We may be on the road next week to Southeast Point.
You never know where we're going to show up. Keep an eye on our Twitter feed at CISN.TV or the Facebook page or just the website itself. We'll have our game updates. So for Jim Kirby, for Keith Bornas, and the entire CISN.TV crew, I'm Paul Yeager. Centennial 16, Valley 14. That's a final from West Des Moines. Good night from Valley Stadium.
Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents.
Cole's going to get the call up the middle. He sees a seam. 10-5, touchdown Maroons. He's got a seam. 5-2-1, touchdown Valley Tigers.
Central Iowa Football, live from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Central Iowa Football is brought to you by the Atlantic Bottling Company, CenturyLink, Central Iowa Football, live on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Central Iowa Football is also brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Shields. Are you